What's up, YouTube? It's Sunday. It's 11:22 a.m. I'm artisanmc, and this is Shop Talk Live. Thank you guys for coming through today. As you can see, it is an on-call day, so you'll forgive me for having more than the usual amount of screw-ups for the morning. I have a new mix board that I'm trying to integrate, and because I was busy working today, I didn't have time to set all of this up ahead of time. I had to go out and take care of that job first. So I'm trying to make sure everything is working correctly for stream and not just, I still forgot the goddamn judgment eyes. I gotta put some judgment eyes on this today. Making sure everything is working correctly for the stream before I actually got started. So like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I do appreciate it. Shout out to the early birds in the building. My like of me bang, my cinephilic brother, and Aquateki, the number one wrench in the building. I will give you Yo 3B salutes. Appreciate your brothers. First off goes to my like of me bang. Appreciate Now, if you guys can hear me clearly, make sure you press a number one. Number one. Paging Bueller. It's hard. You guys see my eyes shifting back and forth. I'm looking at myself and I'm looking at the camera, looking at myself, looking at the camera, looking at you. I got to put judgment eyes there so it actually looks like somebody is staring at me. And some of this is not set up correctly because I got a plug here and I like to use my cup with my left hand while I'm on stream so I can use the mouse with my right hand. And there's too much electrical shit over on this side, so I don't want to put my cup over there. Yeah, that's not going to be good. But I do need my tea for my voice because I got some congestion going on. Got some congestion going on. All right. Next one goes out to Aquateki. Appreciate you, Aquateki. I will give you a 3D salute. Appreciate you. Shout out to Joe Herb in the building. Herb stay all day. Appreciate you, Herb. I will give you need to tell me which one you want specifically, Herb. But I'm gonna give you the double up and then you can tell me which one you actually prefer. All right, let's put it in the chat. So appreciate you, Joe Herb. I will give you that double up. Appreciate you.
Money for the crowd, double lag. Pussy on fat, double lag. 100 on the sack, double lag. Block like a ghost town, still double bag.
Herb said you want the double up. Okay, I'll give you the double up, Herb. Ain't no please.
Double up. 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies. Run it up. Never let a hard time on the ones.
Now, see, I kind of messed it up. I made 2 that say double in it, right? So one is the double up with Nipsey Hussle, and then the other one is the double that with MC8. I hadn't decided which one I liked better, but I kept them both. And Charles ended up giving a name to the double up, calling it the Guts and Butts. And Artie Ibmore calls it the Tater Thoughts. Okay, so it was funny, so I kept it. But I still made the double that, right, with the Jordy LaForge at the end. It says double it, right? So, I don't know. So that's just to clarify so you know which is which. But that's just for me. On my screen, I see 3B salute, Guts and Butts salute, double that salute. That's how I named them. Appreciate you. So as you can see, I'm a little bit congested, trying to get that stuff out, which made me have a really rough night of sleep Friday. But I've been at work since Friday. Came to work Friday. I have not left. Thankfully, we have a what we call a break room is like a mini apartment. So so there's a stove, refrigerator, all that stuff is in there to pick out room basically. It's like an apartment. So I just buy groceries and stay up here because I live about 30 to 45 minutes away from work. And in the middle of the night, I'm not running back and forth across a bridge to get here if somebody calls because they sewage overflow. I'm not doing that multiple times in a day. Fuck that. So I just stay up here. I mean, I don't have anybody at home to really be worrying about. No pets, no plants, nothing that'll die if I'm not there. So I'm good with staying up here for the time that I'm when I have multiple on call days back to back. In this stretch, I'm doing a lot of people's on call, so I won't be off of call until Wednesday morning. So I like it that it's busy ish, but I also like having a break. Shout out to AP, Aaron Peters. Aaron Peters in the chat. I will give you the 3B salute, Aaron. Appreciate you. You know, one of the things I like about black people, or maybe just me, everybody gets a nickname. Everybody gets a nickname. Doesn't matter what your government name is. What's up, Ilongo Savage? No matter what your government name is, when you come around black folks, you automatically get an alias. Automatically, just off top, you automatically get an alias. And I see it as referring you back to your Kunta state, right? Fuck that name that motherfucker beat into you and said was your name. What do you actually want to be called? I think that's why I got into tech culture and whatnot. With hackers, always choose their own name, right? You choose your own name. If you think about it in the Matrix sense, what was Neo's name? Mr. Anderson, Thomas Anderson, right? That was his name in the Matrix. But what was the name that he chose for himself? Neo. So when he got out into the real world, how did everybody address him? Neo. They didn't call him Mr. Anderson. That was the machine reinserting control over you by picking how they address you and what you're supposed to answer to. As a black man, that's why I get picky about people in names. Like, call me my fucking name. Don't call me nothing else but my damn name. Because it's not necessarily your problem. It's just your way of trying to assert a little bit of dominance over me, right? But if I tell you this is the name I want to go by, you should be adhering to that every time. And I use this as an example of how it can be true is because I worked on a job before out in South City, San Francisco. I was doing the BART line that runs from South City BART to San Francisco Airport, right? And there was an inspector on that job who was a big, tall brother, like good 6'4" inspector, right? From the East Coast. And his name was Kevin. His name was Kevin, right? But what do you think he had all those superintendents and other construction guys call him? Well, you wouldn't know, but they didn't call him Kevin. I can tell you that much. You know what they called him? Big Dog. That's what he told them to call them. That's what he told them to call him, Big Dog. He made all of them call him Big Dog. First time I heard that shit, I said, who the fuck is Big Dog? Oh, Kevin, man. Kevin. Oh, his name is Kevin? Yeah, our own family is the worst offenders. Look, your family is the one who give you most of your nicknames. They give you shitty ones too. Some of them stick. Some of them, go forth with. They leave like they're supposed to. But that's the fun part. That's the fun part. So in between there, like, share, subscribe. I'm looking for 10 contributors today. The goal is 10 to start to really be true, really be true. but I might keep it light because it is an on-call day, so I have to move things along a little quicker, just in case the dreaded work phone rings and I have to run out in the rain to do some stuff because it is raining where I am right now. It is raining outside. What up, Cold Red? See if we can hear some of this stuff. I don't know if you can or not. Oh. I have special effects boards and shit like that now, and I don't know if it's actually doing it to where you guys can hear it. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know. Told you. Crowd participation is important. You heard gunfire? Is that why everybody got silent? Motherfuckers got down. Everybody got low like. Is that what it was? Forgot who I was dealing with. I'm dealing with black folks. You can't just play no damn gunfire and them not know what the hell is going on, dude. They might run out of here thinking something popping off. My bad. My bad. Snake, what happened? Snake. Okay, my bad. My bad. I always have to remember when you're addressing a crowd, understand the crowd that you're addressing. You can't play gunfire. People just say, "Was that gunfire?" No, black folks don't say that was gunfire. They just get the fuck out of there. Get low and get out. Yeah, this week on Hood Stories. Who got shot this week? So those of you who were around 5th and MLK, you might have heard a lot of gunfire. Let it be known that that was just fireworks. That was not an AK letting off. News at 11. Shit. For all you who remember to tuck and roll, good job. That shit is hilarious. My bad. My bad. Totally messed that up. Totally messed that up. Wasn't thinking about it. Yeah, I'm programmed like a motherfucker. Yeah, I'm programmed like a motherfucker. I ain't doing nothing, man. Talking about the gun line, boss. They shooting. They shooting. Right, Malika. But it got quiet and low. Like, where that shit come from? One is a backfire. 2 is gunplay. 3 is get the fuck out the way. Why you still here? My bad, y'all. My bad. Now I understand. All right. So what do we got in the news today? Since I have to move it along, I can't necessarily wait for everybody, or at least get 50%. Make sure you hit the like button because this is a slow starting stream. Excuse me. I don't see anybody else live. So it means y'all just don't like me. Motherfuckers just don't like me, man. Disturbed got a new song. I didn't realize that. So somebody in the chat, one of you smart, capable people in the chat, let me know. Is ARC really gone? I haven't heard like a definitive person that I would listen to tell me like, yeah, he's passed. I'm not sure. And if he is, what did he pass from? Somebody in the chat, one of you smart connected. I had my finger off the pulse the last couple of days because I've been working a lot. Yes, his wife confirmed on Facebook. Well, fucking a half. Isn't his daughter like 2? When he had a 2-year-old? That's what the streets are saying. Yeah, and I'm not in the streets. I told you I'm not a street nigga. I know street niggas. I'm just not one of them. Okay. So they keep me out the loop. saying yes to his daughter being 2. That's fucked up, man. This is why, brothers, as much as y'all don't want to hear this shit, yes, his son. Yeah, okay. I thought he had a daughter. He has a son. Yeah, that's even worse. Okay, so son just turned 2. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Little ARC, little Junior, Mode 1 Junior. So some of you brothers might not want to hear. You may be, you know, too far into the black or angry red, whatever, what have you. But this is why you would need one child. You at least need one child. You do. And I'm not saying you got to go run out today and knock up the first willing strag, because there's always a gaping hole open for you to drop some spunk in. Trust me, there always is, especially in this era. It's harder to avoid it than to find it. Okay, but even if you go that route, get your damn kid and raise your child, because you need to perpetuate yourself. There's too many great men that I know who have passed without having kids. And I wonder every time, where does that knowledge go? Because it's not like it's a pool, right? It's not like they ladled out the knowledge from the pool of knowledge and it was just poured into them. And then when they expire, it just pours back into the pool. That's not how that shit happens. Your knowledge has to go to who you pass it to. Now, true enough, ARC got online. He was a YouTuber, but he was a YouTuber later. He had been an author already, right? And even being an author already, I didn't run across his book until I saw him on YouTube. So it's to me, just for me, it's important that you pass your knowledge on to somebody. It's very important you pass your knowledge on to somebody of your lineage, of your blood. Definitely your own genetics. Because despite what you might think is negative about you as a black man that you get pumped into your head throughout this life that you're living in, it is vitally important for you to recognize the power that's in you, the awesomeness that is you, and what you bring to the table of life that nobody else brings. Plain and simple. You need to pass that to one of your descendants, one of your seeds, so they at least can remember who the hell they got it from and carry forth your ideas, your knowledge. Think about it this way. And I'm just critiquing myself right now because I go quickly from point to point. Some people, it's probably orator thing, but I should lag in between to let you sit on that for a minute. Let that seed sit in the soil, then move on to the next point. But I go at the speed of thought, not comprehension. Think about it this way. As much as you know right now, as red pill as you are right now, what's the first thing you always say to yourself? First thing you always say to yourself: I wish I would have known this earlier. I wish somebody would have told me this earlier, right? That's your father's job. That's a father's job. Is to tell you this shit earlier so you don't have to be 25, 35, 45, finally having a veil lifted off your eyes to figure out what the hell is going on with all of this shit. That's what fathers are for. You having all the knowledge that you have, whether you think it's minor or not, it doesn't matter if you have a PhD or not, it doesn't. Knowledge is for those who want to learn, who want to know. So the more you actually get into the habit of wanting to know things, instead of just, well, I kind of feel things, the more you will actually know and the more knowledge you will gain. So be that as it may, take the knowledge that you have and pour it into another vessel. That's how you pass it forward. Pour it into your kids. Even if you think it's mundane, silly shit. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. I wonder if I could pull up the picture. I can't pull up the picture because I'm good for object lessons. So last night on one of my calls, I'm taking care of a leak, right? And there's water. It's raining outside already. There's water coming from the kitchen. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. I can't show you. So there's water coming from the kitchen, right? That's the ceiling by the vent in the kitchen from the HVAC system. Now, it's a 2-story house, so it's not a leak coming from the roof, right? So I go upstairs because I'm knowing if it's right there by the vent in a 2-story house, that means their HVAC system, their furnace system is upstairs. So I go upstairs and look at the furnace system, right? And what I find is the cause of the leak, which is some slipshod fucking splicing of a condensation hose. This hose drains water from the system so it doesn't fuck up the system. Well, what some ripe dumbass did was not even jerry rig. This ain't even Negro rig. This ain't Negro rig, because Negro rig will work. This is some bullshit. This is some hack work. This is what you call it as a carpenter. This is hack work. This hack work. Did some hack work to piece these two hoses together of different diameters. Tried to make a nipple and fit it on there and cut the other hose and fit it on there and just walked away and left it. And this damn thing spit water out all over the place. So much water, in fact. Seeped through the floor, went to the ceiling, seeped through the ceiling, and leaked into the kitchen. Now, why is this bad? Because this is a spot that has been fixed before. They fixed this spot before. Same spot prior. How do you have an issue in the same spot all over again? I mean, they didn't fix shit. And they too lazy to talk to somebody with some fucking knowledge to fix it. So, at 9 o'clock at night, in the rain, your boy gets to come out there and get on my MacGyver shit and fix it. Now, as Aquatechy is saying, because Aquatechy is somebody who actually fucking knows some shit, has some knowledge, at least about this, right? He says, at least use a pipe clamp. Geez, exactly, Aquatechy. At least use a motherfucking pipe clamp. What the fuck? You got a 1/4 inch line going onto a 1/2 inch coupler. Doesn't fit. Well, cutting it wider is not going to make it fit. And cutting this bullshit ass nipple on here obviously was not the move because it didn't connect. So here's knowledge for you guys. This is what I did. I don't have a piece of pipe that fits this shit either. I don't have a coupler in the middle of the night on a Saturday. I don't have a coupler for that. Not 9 o'clock at night. No, I don't. But what my mind starts doing is figuring out a way to make this work, because I know what needs to happen. The smaller pipe needs to go to this other equally sized pipe. And they can sit on top of each other, but one cannot slip over the other one, and one cannot go inside the other one. They have to sit on top of each other. So how do you fix that? Well, obviously, you're going to clamp it some kind of way, right? Clamp it together, which is what this dumbass tried to do, even though he didn't glue anything. So I took all that bullshit off of there and thought about what I could use. Went back to my van, Didn't really have what I needed except for a couple of pieces of smaller hose, some liquid super glue, and a hose clamp and aluminum tape. Now, all these things can sound like a nigger rig to most of you guys, but actually, it's pretty sound what happened next. None of the other stuff worked except for the pipe clamp and the tape. Those are the only two things in the glue I ended up using. But what did I do? I asked the couple in the house for a plastic bottle. And tell me if you guys know why, if anybody in here could think of what I wanted a plastic bottle. Let me just see. Test the audience. I need a I need a ticking sound on here. Ding, ding. I need that. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Maybe you'll understand. Nope, I didn't do it. Yeah. Yeah. Do my auto tune. Maybe one of y'all know some shit. There. Okay, that's the one. Okay, that's the one I want. Screw on that. Close, but no. So what I figured out is the hoses I had were not, they were too big. Obviously, they were too big, right? Let's see. Catch the leaking water, said plastic bottle, put it in the other room. Nah. So this is what I did. I know that I need to bind these two pieces of rubber, or one rubber and one plastic together. I do. I need to get those two bound together, but I need them to stay together, right? There we go. Cold red onto something. Cold red onto something. So what I did was I needed a flexible piece of plastic because the rubber hose that I had was too thick and I'd have to split it down the long end and try to wrap it and then you basically leave a seam. So what I ended up doing was taking a plastic bottle, regular plastic water bottle. They didn't have the one I wanted, but they had the one that they had, right? Cutting the top off of it and cutting a strip of plastic about this thick, this long. And I rolled it like you motherfuckers know your rolling skills. I know you do. There's some hill niggas in this bitch. The rolling skills. And rolled up a small insert, like Cold Red is saying, and stuck that into the black holes. And then glued it on the inside so it hugged the tight inside of the black hole. That sounds funny, don't it? That sounds like a sex metaphor. Where's 3T at? So if you see, since Cold Red is kind of smart, that is the insert that I made out of a plastic bottle. It's a shitty picture, but it is. All right. So now the black hose, the smaller hose, has a way to connect into the wider elbow, plastic elbow. All right. Then I didn't get a picture of this, which I should have because it ended up looking awesome. Then I stuck that black hose into the elbow and glued that. Took the rest of the plastic that I cut off the water bottle and wrapped it around the two of those hoses bound together and glued that. Then I wrapped that with foil tape. If any of you have ever fucked with foil tape on a HVAC unit, you know that shit sticks to anything. Wet, dirty, it don't matter, dude. It's hard enough getting that shit off. Right? So then you end up with this. So basically, I bound those two hoses together and made sure that the water would pass from one hole to the other one without hitting those sides, without hitting that joint. The water would flow into the plastic insert that I inserted into the hose, into the other, and then wrapped it again in plastic, and then wrapped it again with that. Now, that wasn't the end of it because I hate water leaks. I went back and did exactly what Aquatechy said the first time. I put a fucking hose clamp on it at the union between the two pipes that's already covered in plastic and tape and glue. And I put the original hose clamp back on it at the top. Now, what was that? That was knowledge. It was knowledge. It was also improvisation. It was also improvisation. Now, doing this, there ain't nobody around to clap for me. Right. Figuring out how to make this work and stop this leak from happening on the spot with what's available. No. You know where I gained that knowledge? Working construction, commercial construction. Because more often than not, you never have what you actually need. Never. You never have what you need. You always have what's available. Once you figure out what you need to do, pretty easy nowadays to figure out what can work to get that job done. That's knowledge. And finishing that job, I was thinking about it. What other tech would have figured that out? What other tech would have figured it out? Because the shit that I was there to fix that caused the leak was what some other tech figured out. That was a half-baked plan. That's why it leaked again in the same place. And now I have to spend the next 3 days fixing it. But be that as it may, it is a watertight seal, a union between two dissimilar sized pipes, and a watertight seal. How's that for thinking on the spot? That's knowledge. Where do you teach something like that? Nobody teaches you that. You have to learn that. That comes from knowledge. But because I did it, if I had an apprentice there with me, my son, my daughter, granddaughter, somebody younger than me there with me, I could teach them a trick like that, which would probably work in a lot of places. Barring you had some simple stuff, tape, clamp, glue. Basically, what I made for the simple folk, what I made was a no hub coupler. I made a no hub coupler because that's exactly what I needed. And that's exactly what I didn't have. So I made one out of what was available. So yeah, Code Red is right. No, sir. You basically some living off the land type of shit. Yeah, that's basically what it was. You use what's available. That was some MacGyver shit. And if y'all don't know who MacGyver is, y'all too fucking young. Y'all need to go back and look up some Richard Dean Anderson on YouTube and watch some old school MacGyver. Now, shit like that, yeah, Aquatechy is mechanically inclined. Stuff like that is what I learned later in life I am very mechanically inclined. I could be Tony Stark. If I was in the right environment, I probably would have been Tony Stark. That's why I like the Iron Man character. Just knowledge and a technical know-how or figuring it out. Just trust me, that Mark I suit wasn't the bomb, motherfucker. It didn't work. It didn't do certain things. But you know what he did? Kept going back to the lab and working on that shit and working on it and trying something different and working on that and trying something different and working on that. And that shit failed. That dude kicked his ass in that suit. Well, he gonna build a better suit for this one. That's what he does. That's why he has so many goddamn suits. It's not because he just ran out of ideas. He kept making the same thing. No, he kept trying different shit. Constantly kept improving. Constantly kept gaining knowledge. The more knowledge you see Tony Stark gain, the better his suits get. That's it. That's just how it works. But it is a waste. Tony Stark died. He didn't pass that shit on to anybody. Then you got to get shit like a Riri Williams. Oh, she could do it too. How? How? What up, D. Anderson? Yeah, MacGyverism. Yeah, MacGyver was a hell of a show. But to speak to Aquatechi's point about being mechanically inclined, I was like this since I was born. I have been like this since I was born. And just from having my own children and my mother telling me these stories earlier of things I used to do when I was a baby, like why I don't like playpens and shit like that, because I would get out, because I figured out how to stack up my blocks and climb over the rail and fall out on my fucking head if need be to get the hell out. But they say that's why your head is hard and your ass is soft. My head is hard as fuck, nigga. And I don't give a fuck about an ass. Right? That's what it was. I was always mechanically inclined. I was always with that engineering mind of innovating something and trying to make it better and figuring it out. That's what I do. That's how my brain works. Now, had I known that back in preschool or something, more of that would have been played up. And I wouldn't have been thinking about just going to Stanford. I would have been thinking about going to Caltech. If that was a direction people were actually pushing me towards, or the adults around me understood that that was a possibility for me to steer me towards that. I didn't know it. They didn't know it. And if they did know it, they didn't give a shit. Now, how I know it's genetic is because my father is naturally mechanically inclined as well. My mother's not. She likes technology. She couldn't build shit. She can pay somebody, but she can't build anything. Repair nothing. No. My father, though, can. He can repair anything with a motor. He can fix anything with a motor. This is the man who taught himself instruments and stuff like that by ear alone. He is very mechanically inclined. It passed on to me, genetically passed on to me. Because I told you guys, I didn't grow up with my dad. After the 5th grade, I wasn't even seeing him on a weekend. So where'd it come from? Did it just spring out of my ass? No, it's genetic. It's that knowledge that's passed down. What a beastly nerd say. No excuse for not knowing MacGyver because they have a modern day show, so they better know. Do they have a modern day show? Or is it a woman? Ms. Guyver. It's a modern day show. It must be a chick. Make do with what you have. Love that show when it was out. Yeah, I love MacGyver when it was out. That shit was ingenious. That motherfucker only person to take down a whole terrorist unit with a tampon and some duct tape and a lighter. Duct tape, a Swiss Army knife, and a lighter. You get shit done. You get shit done, son. You need a weapon. I like people like that because that means they are free thinkers. They think way outside of the box. They don't even see the box. They say the box is a 2-dimensional object. They're looking all around that bitch. I figured out how to take knobs off of everything as a toddler without tools. Yeah. Man, they come off. Like kids that choke on shit. Aquatech, yeah, I was taking stuff apart. The other part that I did yesterday, Aquatech, that you would get was redoing the circuit board in the HVAC system. What is it? It's just copying the wires and putting the wires back in the right place. And that's what I did. Most people see that shit like, dude, there's spaghetti coming out this motherfucker. Well, yeah, red, blue, green, red, blue, green. These red and blues and this green. Some people don't have a mind for that shit. I did that shit sitting in the fucking hallway just to get it done. This is what I do. This is where I'm inclined. What up, Joe Thompson? JT in the building. Fracture Comics have broken the 4th wall. What is it? Like shit like that. I can see some shit like that and be like, oh hell no, I'll call somebody. I'm the motherfucker you call. I am that dude. And then get it all in there looking all nicey nice. I told somebody before, one of my associates when I was a supervisor, that all your work has a signature. Your work is your signature. And there's a way you do things that people will know you did it. If they know you, they'll know your work. My work is clean. My work is always clean and organized. It's never some, how the fuck does this go? Why did they? It's like, oh shit, this is very straight. Economical use. I do not waste movements, even in wiring up a board. I do not waste movements. It's no crossed over. No, everything goes exactly in place. So if you had to pull it out, yeah, you can get it out without disrupting the whole damn thing. Damn, y'all slowed up. Y'all want some geek talk? Man? Pay for that shit. I want geek talk for free. All right, so shout out to the DA in the building. You got the DA and the AP, associate producer, and the district attorney. Shout out to Darren Anderson for the Cash App. Appreciate you. $ artisanmc. Support the stream. Still need those 10 contributors. But to Darren Anderson, who already contributed, he appreciates the show. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you. So the point being of all this little soliloquy about, maintenance man work is understanding that knowledge is gained from you learning how to do stuff. And if you do not pass on that knowledge to your seeds, most likely, it will be lost. It'll go away when you die. So that's why I think it's sad in a sense, or that's why I do think it's sad, not even in a sense, that ARC passed with a 2-year-old. I think it's sad. Not just that he passed, is that he waited that long to have a child. And because of that, the child is 2 when he checks out. So he ain't gonna gain shit from his daddy. He won't even remember his dad by the time he gets to fucking 5 or so. Won't even remember. His father will be whatever man that woman marries next, or fucking next, or just with next. That's who his father will be to him. And he will have almost completely lost who his biological father actually is. The greatness that was his biological father, Alan Roger Kirby. He will be disconnected from that lineage because he didn't have enough time to get it passed to him. Yeah. That's what's sad about that shit to me. That's what's sad about that shit. And I'm listening's point, I'm catching up on the stuff you said. How was grandma visit last week? Grandma visit was cool. My uncle just called me again today. I got to check back with him to see what he was calling about. I was busy at the moment, so I couldn't take the call. But grandma visit went fine. She loved that fence. She loved that fence work. She did. She was happy. And I was happy to do that shit for her. He paid me for that shit, and I wasn't even thinking about payment for it, but that's just part of my failing. Some things I just try to do for people without um, worrying about the money for it. If I offer to help you, I actually give a fuck about you. But I actually want to see good things happen for you. And this is something I can do, so I want to help. It's not about I was doing it for the money. It's about I was doing it because I wanted to help. I wanted to be of some kind of service to you. And true enough, I told y'all, Grandma Granny Crap, she is. So fucking what? She is who she was born into and raised to. And knowing her damn story, I shared some of it with you guys. Knowing the story where she came from, shit. At that point in time, I'd be a fucking gynocrat too if I was a woman. Fuck you. And these white folks told me I can't drink out of fountains and shit like that. Fuck. So this was some of what was wrong with her fence. Y'all can see that. Dry rotted. Now, had her husband Hooks been alive, shout out R.I.P. to Linford Brown. If that Jamaican was alive, he would have fixed that shit already. But he's gone. He's not there to do that anymore. And I'm the only carpenter in the family. I'm the only, outside of my uncle. He knows a little. But I'm the only one who knows how to actually build shit or fix it or repair it or now maintain it. I'm the only one. Everybody else got soft jobs that can get shut down with an internet connection. So this is what she has now. And yes, I used the same boards because I was being economical on her, but I fixed her whole fence. Excuse me. The only thing I needed was my uncle pour that form that I made. The only thing you need to do, pour that concrete. That's it. The bag is already there. Just mix it up in a bucket, pour it in the hole. Let it dry. Done deal. So the modern day MacGyver show got canceled. Too bad. I like that dude playing Havoc too. We need to come back and do that again. Marvel need to rehire him. Just don't make him feminine. You know, the guy who played Havoc in the X-Men First Class. That's what he said. Same guy. No different than redoing a wire harness. Yeah. This is why I say, Aquatechy, that the pen on Black creativity has never run dry because Black folks always have to create out of nothing. We are. That's why you can't believe that we're the dumb ones. How do you believe that Asians are the smartest people on the planet and Black folks are the dumbest ones? How? No, the pyramids are in Blackistan, right? Africa, where that shit all originated from. No, the Moors came from somewhere over there too, right? So how are we the dumbest ones? You look around this society that you live in right now, a lot of this stuff has been created by Black men. Ingenuity of an oppressed people, because that's where ingenuity comes from. Those are the only people who have to have it. People who were oppressed. That's why I don't shit on Chinese people for being smart. They used to get shit on too. What up, AB? Rest in peace to the ARC. They used to get shit on too. You know, poor people are the best innovators. They are. Because they have to. What up, Ray? They have to innovate. They don't have what they need. They have to always try to innovate. to get things done. So to me, that's why I think they are the best innovators. We can't be the dumbest ones. We're at the bottom. We're the dumbest ones. How do we create all of this stuff, right after and during? If y'all like KFC, I mean, that's a simple thing, but it's like, come on, man. This is part of the fabric of this fucking society. And black folks created it, and it was either stolen from them or just outright taken, and bought out, and used, and everybody loved it. Look at hip hop. Started from people not having what? Only being able to do what? I got a record player, I got a speaker. Hook that shit up in the park and tap into the street light so we can get some power, and we can just do it out there. It is the ingenuity of an oppressed people. And it's knowledge gained over time. Shout out to BGS and 100 Monkeys. Knowledge. That knowledge that you gain like that, those little things that you figure out how to do, that you can look around you and see that nobody else does things like you in that sense. You need to pass that on to somebody, preferably somebody in your family that looks like you. And if you have a child, you need to reevaluate your relationship with that child and understand that your job is to be a repository of information to pour into them, and their job is to be a receptive vessel to take in that knowledge and for that knowledge to live inside until it's passed on to their seed. Plain and simple. Shout out to JT for dropping the big dog. Came in here dragging his whole nuts in here. He said, for the guts and butts. Motherfucker, I will give you the guts and butts and the double up for that one. Nice. Big old. I'll try to not leave it personal between y'all who donated what and what. But Joe's come through representing motherfuckers. I swear to God. Need y'all off the top. Appreciate you, JT from Fracture Comics. I will give you the guts and butts.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lies. Run it up. Never let a hard time on the was.
Thank you to JT. Thank you, JT. Appreciate you. You will eat tasty off of that. Take care, StreamYard, goofy asses. Because I see the thing on here for StreamYard is like, $29.99 StreamYard. I don't have a deduction. Yeah, I know, nigga. I know. But I tell you, nothing is free. The StreamYard shit is not free. Not to where you can have people up on the panel and shit like that. That's not free. That shit costs. It's not being cheap. All right, so what are we going to talk about today with the geek stuff? This is the way we're going to do it today. Because I do have a couple of things I want to talk about, but I'm expecting to be interrupted. And I've been, like I said, I've had my finger off the pulse of the culture this week. I've only heard things here and there, and I didn't have my notebook to write them all down. So they'll come to me when I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to go ahead and, excuse me, drop the link in there. I need to go get some tissue. My tissue is way on the other side of the fucking building. What time is it? 12. That cheap medicine don't lie. 4 hours, you got 4 fucking hours, dude. No later, no 4 hours exactly. It's 12. 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. Yeah, 4 hours exactly. That medicine has worn off. Jesus, that is terrible. Anyway, link is in the chat. This is how we're gonna do it this week. You come into the chat, Royal Rumble style, one at a time. You got 2 minutes to bring up what you want to bring up. That's happening in the news this week. You want to get out there, and we can deal with it. Then I need to go run and get some fucking tissue because my nose is starting to drain. So I'm gonna have to run. That means I'm gonna come back wheezing like a fat fuck because I am in fact getting fat. All right, I'm gonna give you this commercial, and I will be right back after that.
Get your booty to the pole, 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 yeah.
Did we get your attention? Good.
Get your booty to the pole. Get your booty to the pole.
Get your booty to the pole.
Get your to the pole, get your booty 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 to the pole, get your booty.
Damn. I thought I would make it back in time. Told you I was fat. Too much of that good living. Gotten kind of heavy. But I have to do a 500-yard run sometime soon in a couple of 2 minutes. Like it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that. I have to block out thoughts of me dying on the track to get past it this time. What's up, Arya, the chocolate witch? You got a good new picture up there, huh? Yes, you do. Laid to the side. Shout out to this brother coming up right now. I don't have the stream deck on here yet. Wait. I don't have the stream deck on here yet, so I don't have the sound for him. But shout out to the brother AB. Got 2 minutes on the clock.
What's going on? Man, I watched that.
How you doing, AB?
I watched that Guardian of the Galaxy special.
Yeah, I did yesterday too. I watched it yesterday too. What you got on it?
I gotta admit, I kidnapping Kevin Bacon for Christmas was funny as hell.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I gotta hand it to him. That was a funny concept.
Well, I thought it good in keeping with one of the things I thought when I was watching the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special was how familiar it was. It was almost like welcoming to see these characters again because what, 2 movies, couple of Avengers movies together. You really got a sense of these characters that they are just being them. And in the MCU, you have to remember, after Guardians 1 came out with the way those characters were, kind of funny and quirky and stuff like that, those are the OG funny characters in the MCU. Everybody else followed suit after them because of the success of that movie. It worked. That's the James Gunn touch on it, right? So they work. It works for them perfectly. You don't have a problem saying these motherfuckers being silly, this motherfucker being dumb. You don't have a problem with that necessarily because that's how they walked in the door, right? Of those characters. Now, it's not the way they were in the comic book, but it worked for them on screen. After that movie, that's when Thor got goofy. That's when somebody else started making jokes. Everybody started trying to be fucking humorous, and every writer doesn't write the way James Gunn writes. It's not as funny. It doesn't work as well. But watching the holiday special, that's what it felt like. It felt like I was going to see some old friends. That's what I remember
Yeah.
thinking about. Okay, here they go again. Okay, it's Peter, it's Groot and them. They fucking around, talking shit to each other and whatnot. And it was fun. Now, I will tell you this. The one thing I did not like about that, because I did like the whole thing with snatching Kevin Bacon. That was funny because he talked about Kevin Bacon enough times. It's like, dude,
Right.
how hard was it for James Gunn to get Kevin Bacon? Did he just see him in Hollywood somewhere like, Kev, we talked about you? That's like drawing Nick Fury in the Ultimate Comics to look like Sam Jackson. And then you eventually go towards making movies and say, hey, Sam, you want to come play Nick Fury? Like, well, fuck, you've been using me the whole time. Like, you
Yeah,
kinda,
why
you,
not? Get
you
paid
kind of
for
build
it.
up. Yeah, you kind of built that into him wanting to do that shit. It's not like he was gonna turn around and say, well, "Fuck no, you got to stop using." Come on, you kind of primed the pump on that one. So Kevin
Mhm.
Bacon showing up in it is kind of like that. You said enough about Kevin Bacon and praising him that if you had the opportunity to turn around and do a movie and throw him in there, of course he was gonna say yes. What was he gonna do? Say no? Get a stand in? No, motherfucker, he had to. You praised him too much. Like, okay, that was kind of clever. So them going to get him, I thought that was goofy but sweet in a way. Like, okay, yeah, they're gonna go snatch Kevin Bacon. That's what made me
Why
laugh when
not?
I
They
saw the
mentioned
trailer.
Kevin Bacon enough. They may as well well shoot. They was like shoot, let's go pay the man and have him in the movie.
Yeah, you might as well. Like shit, see if Kevin will do it. What he ain't doing nothing right now. Come on, man. Like, sure he'll do it. He goofy enough. But I'll say the opportunity was missed in this. That they missed. I don't know how he missed this, but there was a missed opportunity in this whole thing. Right now, I'll tell you that in a second. The other thing is the thing I didn't like. The thing I didn't like in this is where you got character development from Mantis a lot. Drax was there. I didn't like the way Mantis was talking to Drax. She was checking his ass like she was a gynocrat. Like,
Yeah,
Drax was just
I
put
didn't know
upon, just meat puppet. Like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, ain't you supposed to be like his girlfriend? Oh, he's just my friend. Your friend? That ain't the way it looked in the other movie. You was all into him. He told you you was ugly. He wasn't feeling you like that. He worked with Kevin Bacon before in Super. Did he? Did I not see Super?
Interesting.
Oh, well, then he had a way in, Joe. Yeah, Joe, JT, my guy with James Gunn. Me and JT talk about
Also,
James Gunn fucked up ass all the time.
Also, at Praying Man's, I got to point this out. Notice it was because of daddy issues.
It's always daddy issues. MCU is full of daddy issues. James Gunn has legit daddy issues, which is the topic of me and JT's conversation about James Gunn most of the time. He has some daddy issues. It's in every film. That's why I told you, yeah, I saw Guardians too, but I didn't like that shit and fuck Yondu. Because I didn't think Yondu needed to be praised for being a child kidnapper. And then I'm your daddy, I raised you. Fuck you, you kidnapped him. Raising him was the least you can do after you didn't take his ass home. Fuck you. That was the part that I get. I know I like James Rooker. You know, the character Yondu is different in the comic books, but this Yondu's like, fuck you, dude. I don't care that you took, thousands of other kids to get slaughtered by their fucking daddy and that you saved one and that's a good thing. Fuck you. No, it's not. It's not. What about the other ones that was dead? That whole pile of fucking skulls on Ego's planet that was children that you brought to him and got paid for. No, motherfucker. It's like falling in love with your slaver in the Middle Passage. Like, no, he's my daddy now. Nigga, he kidnapped you for money. He just didn't turn you over to the slaver. Oh, well, I guess that's okay. No, he got a daddy issue. And it's more about how your non-family is more your family than your actual blood.
Yeah, and they played on that in this special with Yondu at the end. The touch moment, the so-called touch moment with Yondu and him giving his two famous guns. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the elemental guns. That's showing that Yondu as a character was kind of complex. He would do shit for the crowd a lot of times, but at heart he was a softie and he liked Quill. He did like Quill. But I can appreciate that, but I still like, dude, that's still liking one white boy don't make up for all the rest of them kids that you took to get killed. That don't make up for it. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. That's the numbers on that don't add up for me. It doesn't.
Mhm.
It's like we got a whole hill full of bodies on this side, and there's one little kid, goofy kid. No, sorry.
I gotta admit, it does make me want to go back and watch the both of those movies.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
because the first movie has it where his mother dies and he doesn't really know his father. Right. Second movie is about okay, you meet your father, but
Yep.
you meet your biological father, but he's not who you thought he was. He's a bastard who kills people. So the guy who kidnapped you is more your father than that, and then he dies too. After you finally realize how much you loved him. Also in that you have Gamora and Nebula fighting over which one was going to be Daddy's pet, and
Pretty much.
Nebula being mad that she couldn't beat Gamora. Like, bitch, you just ain't good enough. Well, every time I lost, he tortured me. Well, that's on him. That ain't on me. The fuck? You would rather it was me getting tortured? What kind of shit is that? You know, it's the sisterhood coming together over bad daddy. It's always a terrible daddy trope in the James Gunn.
Mhm.
It is. So that bothers me a bit because I have a little bit more reverence for fathers, even if they weren't there. I just look at it like they didn't get the chance to actually do what they could do. In the
Right.
society, you see it. They're pushed out so far that even if you are there, you're fighting to be there. And even if you're there, they're fighting with you the whole time over actually being a parent, actually doing what fathers do. Like, stop all that fucking crying. Get your ass up off the ground. You don't talk to him like that. He's just a baby. Nigga, he's 15. What the fuck is you talking about?
That's and that's one of the things that because my father was in my life. That's one of the reasons I like the Ant-Man because for me his daughter steals the show because she just loves her father no matter what everybody else thinks about him.
Yeah, especially when she was younger, she loved her dad. Little girls and young children have that love of their father. Their fathers are superheroes to them. They believe in their fathers. It's not till they get a little older and they start having some disappointments with men and they get the lesbian girlfriend or something like that, or the feminist girlfriend getting their ear like, your daddy and all that. He cheated on your mama before. Oh, your aunties or some shit like that gets in their ear and start putting that doubt in them that they should look at their father like it's somebody that they might have wanted to fuck and start judging them on those scales instead of judging them on the scales. This is my fucking father. And what has he done for me as my father? And that's usually when they want to push you out.
Even in Endgame, this is obviously after I watched the Ant-Man movies later. That scene where he meets up with his daughter and it touched me.
Yeah, it touched me too.
After seeing the first two movies, I saw Endgame first, then I saw the first two movies. But after seeing those two movies, then seeing that scene, it's like, whoa! It just hit me.
Yeah, the first movie with him getting out of prison and just wanting to see his child and the shit he was going through, trying to see his child was typical. In California, I told you there's a lot of levels why I like these Ant-Man movies, right? It's all happening in California. This is a California fucking, split parenting situation. It was like, yeah, the other dude that's there, yeah, he want to talk crazy to you. Like, nigga, calm down. Calm the fuck down. This is my kid. Nope. We're going to decide what's best for her. Oh, so you fucking her now. So you think that gives you rights over my kid too? Huh? Oh, no, you can own that pussy. You can't own my child, not my seed. You don't get to play, and punch out when you feel like it on something that's a permanent situation for me.
Right.
I don't get it. That's why I get kind of iffy on stepfathers thing. The other one, by the second one, you see, even on house arrest, he's trying to be a good dad with her. And that whole beginning part where he made the cardboard house and shit like that, and he's playing with her, that's funny as hell to me. That's me playing with my kids. Either one of them is really just trying to be on a level with them and actually have fun with them because that's what they want you for. That's all they're looking for. They're looking for somebody to be there with him. He wasn't sitting over on the couch, bummed that he got an ankle bracelet on, playing on his phone and letting the little girl watch TV by herself. That wasn't what was happening. He was actually interacting with her and playing with her and exercising some imagination and creativity with his daughter. She was having a good time. I said, damn, that shit looked fun, dude. I would have paid for that. Like they did Raiders of the Lost Ark and that shit.
I told you my
That's
favorite
awesome.
part of that movie is when he went to go big, and her mother and her stepfather just looked at the screen like, really, and she just sitting there
Yeah,
with a big old smile on her face.
yeah,
It's like I was like, yeah, it's like yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
yep. Always knew. Yeah,
That's
Dad was
my
here. He
daddy is
told me.
like, yeah, that was just so touching.
Yeah, and then in game, by the time they got to end game and he got to come back and he's looking for his daughter, I did feel that too when he finally saw her. And I said, "Oh shit, she's grown up." I knew she was going to be grown up because it was years later, right?
Yeah, it was like 5 years
Just from the
later.
synopsis. Yeah, just from the synopsis, it's 5 years later. So as long as she wasn't dead, which I didn't think she would be dead, but him for the character coming back, kind of get a grasp of, is it different? What's the year? What's going on? This doesn't look the same. And trying to find, you know, his daughter, even though he's listed on there as being dead.
Hmm.
Seeing her again is that moment, like, oh my God, my daughter's not dead. But you know who is? Ex-wifey and the husband. Yeah, they dead to the motherfucker.
Yeah,
Your daughter survived. They didn't make the cut. They got that snapperific. So, sorry. I guess they came back after Iron Man snap, but I ain't seen them, so they ain't back as far as I'm concerned.
you mean
So
Hulk snap?
yeah. Well, after Hulk snap, after Hulk snap and brought everybody back. I ain't seen them. Maybe they ain't back. I don't give a fuck. It
True.
was acting like assholes with him. So fuck them. But his daughter was safe. He was there with his daughter. He got to see her, grown up a bit, teenager. So that was cool for me as a father. It's like, okay, that would make you cry. That would make you tear up in a minute. Ooh, thank God, baby girl made it. Baby girl lived. Sea goes on. The sea goes forward.
Speaking of father and daughter, I found out that they had a deleted scene from Endgame. You know when you remember when Thanos snapped the first time, and that scene
Mhm.
where he's with the younger version of Gamora.
Mhm.
They they actually had a deleted scene when Tony does the snap. He actually had they actually reversed it. He has a scene with his grown up daughter
Mhm.
in
Yeah,
that
he
same
sees Morgan. Yeah, he sees Morgan. That's a deleted scene that's on. I think if you bought a Blu-ray or something like that, it's on there. One of these alternate versions of that snap would happen. And that
Yeah, I happened
just
to see
like
it on.
when Tony died, as Thanos saw young Gamora, Tony saw Morgan grown up.
Yeah, older Morgan.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw part of that just standing by a tree or some shit in that little soul realm, but they dropped that shit out of there because you didn't really need it. It was way too much. I mean, it's better to not see Morgan, only see her as a little girl at that last
Yeah,
point
I
in
have to admit
game.
that was a
And
good
then if
choice.
they
Yeah.
bring that actress back older,
Mm-hmm.
if they bring that actress back older, you can throw her in the rescue suit and it not be Pepper Potts. It'd be Morgan in her mother's rescue suit, and she can repaint it. They could have made her the fucking new Iron Man, the Ironheart. They could have did that. Did a whole fucking race swap. I don't think anybody would have been pissed off. They could have did that way.
Yeah,
Like the
nobody like
Ironheart.
comics anyway.
Yeah,
So
they had her open up her helmet and see who's that. I said that's Tony Stark's daughter, motherfucker. That's Morgan. Like, oh shit, she grew up in her mama's suit. Awesome. That would have worked better
Mm-hmm.
than this black girl magic character. Sorry, Michael, Brian. No, I didn't like that shit necessarily. Told you she worked better on the champions than she worked as trying to be Iron Man's replacement. Fuck all that. But
Yeah,
they
but
made sure you had to take it.
um,
What's that?
other than that, I've been kind of watching the Clone Wars a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't catch every episode, and there's enough seasons. I just
Yeah, you got a downtime right now, right until January when you start getting Mandalorian and then Bad Batch to get your next anime fix.
yeah,
You can,
I enjoyed Bad Batch a lot.
yeah, well, season 2 is coming in March, February. think it's Mandalorian in February, and then it's Bad Batch right after that. So it might be March.
And speaking of the Mandalorian, that's the episode I kind of watched is when Kenobi went to Mandalore to mingle with the Queen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And there's a whole story. There's a whole storyline there too.
Yeah, that's the chick he was falling in love with while he was in the order. The one they hint at. If they want, that was the one they were hinting at. If they were going to try to make Ray his daughter or his great granddaughter, that he would have had a child with that chick on Mandalore. Yeah, Satine. Thank you.
Wouldn't be a bad storyline. I'm just saying. They need to do something.
A bad storyline. To me, it'd be a bad storyline because Kenobi ain't got no fucking kids. Don't make him no goddamn absentee father. The way they're going with it, as I've been hearing, is that they threw the seed in the Kenobi show to where he has a brother that he doesn't know about. And whereas his brother may not be force sensitive, his brother has a child that is and passes on that force sensitivity to their grandchild, which would be Ray, which would make Ray a Kenobi. Yeah, which would make Ray a Kenobi by blood, but not Obi-Wan's absentee granddaughter shit. It would be she's related to him through his brother, not through him. So it'd be his great niece or something like that, grandniece. I think that's how that works. So that's more interesting to me than that, because that means that Kenobi child, like his brother had a child. That child met up with Palpatine's child, clone, whatever the fuck he is. They bumped uglies. The Force commingled and popped out Ray. That's where Ray came from.
Ray!
And that's where Ray came from. And that's why the Force is a bit strong in her, not because Palpatine was super strong and not because Obi-Wan was super strong, because he wasn't. It's the mingling of those two people's bloodlines together in the Force kind of helped her. So that's why she gets a little bit access to that dark side shit and that light side shit. But the dark side, it automatically goes to the dark because the dark was the stronger part. Right. The Palpatine side was a little bit stronger.
She's her flipping out of the air, but I know that's not her. That's not. I'm not That was KK.
Yep, Aquateki, Ray Kenobi is a thing. John and Dave are going to roll that out next year, and her name won't be. She'll be tied to a Kenobi, but they're going to take her back to Ray Solana or some shit like that, like the original name that was it Colin Trevorrow or J.J. Abrams came up for. They're going to give her that name. That's her mother's maiden name to hide her from Palpatine, so it wouldn't be known that she's a Kenobi. Master Kenobi, I will kill all of your line. The Jedi will fall now and forever. Fuck your seeds. So yeah, Ray Kenobi is a thing. Not Obi-Wan's daughter, but his niece, in a sense. Grandniece. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. That other shit that they were doing, trying to make her Obi-Wan's daughter. Like, don't do that. Y'all did enough to that fucking character, dude. Don't touch another legacy character, like for life. Y'all leave the legacies alone, because y'all don't know what the fuck you doing. And I'm not blaming John and Dave for that shit, but I told y'all before, I'm tired of the tripping back in the past bullshit, because you keep fucking up stuff. All right, 1 second. I gotta take this call. 1 second.
Yeah, Ray Kenobi. That's a heck of a name. Yeah, we'll see what they're gonna do. This is my phone. I don't see the chat moving too much. But like Artisan said, not really gonna see much new content till like next year. When Mandalorian, Star Trek, Picard season 3 comes out in February, so it's gonna be interesting next few months. So that and Bad Batch. What's going on? No one. Just waiting for Artisan to come back. He had to take a phone call. But yeah, rest in power to Alan Roger Curry.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. It's my call from last night. I showed up. He did not answer his door. And so I went ahead and went back to the barn and took it to bed because it was fucking 10 o'clock. And I didn't have time to be standing out in the cold and the rain waiting on you to figure out how to answer your goddamn door.
Ooh, okay.
No, it's fucking stupid. Your heat's not working. I told you I was going to be there. I show up. There's lights on in the house. Got a ring system, but you're not answering the door. No one said he's just passing by. Why are you just passing by? No one. What's the fuck? What the fuck? What? You doing a high buy? That's what it is. Just a high buy. you don't do high buys. Just stop in and say what's up. Damn, we got better things to do now. I find your lack of faith disturbing. All right, so now he's calling back because it's still cold in the house. Well, yeah. If you don't answer the phone, it's usually what happens.
Mm-hmm. Still killing time with Gran Turismo.
Yeah, when I'm there. Oh, he said family time, shooting side eyes. Yeah, okay. I got you. No one. Yeah, go to the family package, man. I will never stand in front of a man needing to spend time with his family. Spend time with your family and do that. Get off of here. You can watch me on the replay.
Yeah.
For no one. The rest of you motherfuckers. For no for no one, because he's with his family right now. He got to do that. Yeah. Kids remember that shit for life, nigga. So yeah, go spend that time. At least staring in their face till they get annoyed with you. Then they want you to get away from them. All right. You get a reprieve. You get a pass. Family time.
Yeah, I may not have a PlayStation, but Gran Turismo will always have a special place in my heart because
it's fun. It's fun. I'm looking now that Art has a PS5. I want to see if he get Gran Turismo because I know he probably gonna be on fucking Modern Warfare forever.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to see if I can.
There's something about driving simulation that's just relaxing and fun to do.
It is. I mean, I was showing off this fucking car like it was a real car. Somebody else said, "Man, they gave me this Aston Martin for my birthday. Like this shit is nice." I'm about to scratch this shit up all over the place, but no, it's nice. I was happy.
I still remember those. I love them license tests. You have to do a license test just to qualify for certain races.
That was one of the things I really liked about Gran Turismo was the license test. That it made you train to get proficiency at doing those higher tracks. It can be annoying. Because if you can't pass some of them tests, you just ain't gonna get up to that F1 class, nigga. That's just what it is. You're gonna be stuck down there with your A and B class licenses. But you can get up to the rally racing and stuff like that. You can have some fun. But it makes you learn. It makes you learn and get better and gain that knowledge to get better so you can race on them other tracks. You learn some shit. That shit actually works. That's not just video game physics and stuff like that they teach you, that's actually real world driving techniques.
Yeah, like how to go around
Come on.
curves and stuff. And that stuff comes in handy too when you're in them races.
How to navigate an S turn. It comes in handy if you just driving in the real world. Like,
True.
around here in California, they have wind. If you take Highway 1 or you going through the redwoods, there's a lot of winding roads with change in elevation. Now, if you want to speed through there, there's a way you can speed through there, but you have to be able to see the line through it. You have to know how to take those turns with your power on and your braking and stuff like that, right? It ain't just you just barrel all the way through it. There's actually some technique involved. Well, if you've been playing that game, you probably went through a test like that, how to navigate S curves and stuff like that. That's sound principle. It will work. You don't flip your fucking car over. It should be good. That's
right.
Let me start my timer. So I told him I'd be there in an hour.
Anybody else coming up? Because I know you said 2 minutes.
I said 2 minutes, but nobody else dropped in there. So
oh, okay.
You just here. I think I dropped it in the chat again. Yeah, people listening to me on the lark right now. I don't know why, but it is what it is. It's like, no, I don't know, man. It's like beginning of the month. I just want to lay down. Must be somebody game on Sunday. Yeah, football game going on right now. Football season kick everybody ass. It's either World Cup or football. One of the dude's houses I was in yesterday, Friday, he was watching the World Cup. Said, how's it going? He said, well, I asked him who was he rooting for. He said, I was rooting for Mexico. I was like, oh, you was. Then they get kicked out already. He was salty. He was salty as shit. I said, okay, I get it. Your team ain't in it, so fuck everybody else. I got you. What up, Beasley?
Salute to everybody. What up?
Salute to you. Salute to you in the echo box. What you doing over there?
Oh, am I echoing?
No, it just sounds like it's in a really wide room.
Oh, shit.
Like you're in a bathroom or something. Like nigga hiding in the toilet. What's good with you? Did you see that Guardians holiday special?
Yes, and I laughed my ass off the entire time. I was like, goddamn, some good Marvel.
No shit. Well, here's the part that I say that they missed, the opportunity that they missed on this shit. You had Kevin Bacon in it. You had them snatching Kevin Bacon, which was funny in and of itself, right? The part that they missed, the opportunity that they missed on this, they had this whole musical scene where he was playing the guitar and singing and shit like that. So that was kind of cool, right? The Christmas song was kind of funny too, right? But they didn't have not a flash dance, but a footloose scene. I'm like, the fuck are y'all doing? You didn't have a footloose scene? They couldn't do everybody cut. They couldn't do that? They couldn't do the footloose song and have him dancing with Kevin Bacon? That would have capped off that character. You could have killed that character in the next movie if he got to dance with Kevin Bacon doing the footloose shit. That'd have been hilarious. I would have laughed my ass off at that. And it didn't happen. I was like, what the fuck? I got a whole dance number for Peacemaker. What the fuck, dude?
Well, forget he got a whole dance number in The Boys.
But he didn't do The Boys. That's the point.
Oh, that's true.
Peacemaker is James Gunn, right? So you got a dance number in that. You mean you went through all this and got Kevin Bacon in the movie? You talk about the fact that Quill did a dance off to save the galaxy and won. You don't have them do a little dance off to the Footloose song? What the fuck? You couldn't get the rights? Come on, man. That was waiting to be had. When it ended, I was like, oh, they ain't got a scene with them dancing with Kevin Bacon? Oh, what the fuck, dude?
That's what I was expecting. I was like, okay, we're gonna get this Footloose thing.
Yeah. Chris Pratt, Kevin Bacon, Footloose song. Motherfuckers doing the whole routine from the end of the movie. That would have been comedy, dude. That would have been comedy. What did he say? They didn't want to pay Kenny Loggins. Yeah, why they hating on Kenny? Kenny ain't lost
Man,
no complaints against y'all motherfuckers. Come on, man.
as much money as these assholes are shilling out for properties and stuff, they keep this. What's a couple of thousand more?
Yeah, what the fuck? Was that Universal? Was that a Universal movie? Y'all ain't got good relation with Universal because of that Namor and Hulk shit? Shit, fuck them. Look, y'all could have paid Kenny. You could have Kenny showed up in it, plastic surgery and everything. I wouldn't have gave a shit. I'd have been sitting there clapping like, everybody cut, everybody cut. I would have loved to see that shit. Nebula dancing her little stiff ass shit. That would have been comedy. It would have been comedy, dude. Straight fucking comedy. I'm mad that they missed that opportunity. They missed it. Chapek cutbacks. Nah, fuck no. I don't know. I think that was just a James forgot about that shit. Totally forgot about that shit. And it's not look, understand. Chapek cutbacks are a good thing, not a bad thing. Don't think that Bob Chapek is the bad guy because he got fired. He is not the bad guy. The bad guy came back. The bad guy came back. That's
came
the
back with
motherfucker that got you. Yeah, shit like Revenge of the fucking Sith. They thought I was long dead, but I have returned. Yeah, that's what you got, nigga. You got the Emperor back. I've been telling you forever that KK was Palpatine's daughter. Who's her daddy? Iger. That's the motherfucker been protecting her all along. So don't be Chapek's cutbacks was a good thing. The cutbacks are still happening. Still happening. The part that Chapek gets shit on is that he wasn't warm and cuddly with all these motherfuckers. And them cutbacks was the way to get all the rest of them fucking activists the fuck out of Disney. They was on the block. They pulled the 11th hour quarterback sneak on his ass and got him kicked out in the middle of the night. Nigga went to bed, a CEO, woke up unemployed. How that shit happen? What? On the weekend? What the fuck is happening on the weekend? Sunday? Get the fuck out of here. That was like legit. That was like Palpatine taking over in the galaxy. The Jedi tried to assassinate me and left me scarred. But we will create a grand empire. That's what that shit was. That was the death of your democracy.
But I assure you, my resolve has never been strong.
Exactly. That's exactly what the fuck happened. This motherfucker laid the groundwork for all this bullshit that y'all don't like. He's the one greenlit it. He pieced out for a little while. Look, man, how do you blame a man for something he only been in a position for a year and a half? A year and a half? If that. All these movies is his fault. He only been there a year. These movies are years in the making. It was greenlit before he ever had the job. Before he was even considered. You know who signed off on that? Iger. These are his movies that we don't like. As soon as the last one came out, BOW! See you, Chapek. See you, nigga. And now Iger back in there. Like the Teflon Don. Like, the shit don't stick on me. Don't stick on me. That's all your bullshit. And now I'm back. And everybody's happy. The fuck out of here. That was the motherfucker put KK in position and signed off on all this shit. I put up a video over 2 weeks ago about that shit. About my reaction to Bob Chapek being fired. And what I thought it meant. Nobody else that's came out talking about this shit has said any different than me. None. They just added to it. Like, yeah, and this shit, and this shit, and this shit too. That motherfucker is a rest haven for woke hoes. You can forget that shit. The cuts was a good thing. It's just, I feel bad for a little bit for Chapek because it's like, yeah, you're gonna take the shit for it. And anything good that you did afterwards, like giving John and Dave all that power over Star Wars stuff, which they didn't have when Iger was there, mind you. Giving them all that power and getting Kathleen Kennedy to the fucking threshold of the door, like, bitch, go. Like, no, wait, Indy 5. Fuck you.
Bowed her to the brink, to the fringe.
Yeah. Fuck Indy, fuck Acolyte, fuck Skeleton Crew, fuck all them shows. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Nope, we got you, Bob. You out of here. God damn it. I almost had this bitch. Yeah, well, reverse, nigga. Bow. Reverse. Like Uno, nigga. Just drop down that reverse. You missed your turn. And we got you instead. Draw 4, bitch. That's what all that happened. The motherfuckers was panicked. They was panicked. And they pulled the okie doke and got him the fuck out of there in one fell swoop and brought back in they golden boy. That put all that shit into place anyway. And then what did he come out and tell them? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm here. We're gonna work on this and work on this. Oh yeah, but the cut's still happening, y'all. Some of y'all still gonna get fired. Fuck you. So I'm not happy. I'm not overly happy about the shit. I'm looking at that shit with the whole side eye. I don't know. So we gonna see. So anything good that happened out of Star Wars, that motherfucker gonna be the one sitting there smiling. Like, I did it. No, you didn't. That last dude did it. Yeah, it's like the presidency, right? Your first term as president is always shit if you're following an incumbent that's been there for a couple of terms, 2 terms or so. Why? Because all their shit that's not working, you get. It's your fault. Your first administration is all cleaning up their fucking messes. Your second administration is kind of your shit. If you get a second term. If you don't get a second term, you're just the dude that presided over all this bullshit, but it's all the policies that the guy in front of you put in place. So you won't get the credit for no benefits that happen on your watch that you signed into law because you won't be there in the second term. Some other asshole will be there like, I did it. And you just got there. Shut the fuck up. You just got on the grill. You ain't cooked all these burgers. Shut up, man. No, but I'm cooking burgers now. Nah, man. We ordered our shit an hour ago. You just got on shift. That wasn't you. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
safe woke society. All right, AB. Peace out, sir. Thank you to the AB media. Oh, that wasn't the one I was looking for. I was looking for the applause. Thank you, AB, for coming in. Thank you. Appreciate you, AB. I don't have a beam out effect today. I got to make sure I put that on this board. I got to get that on there. I still want to know why KK is hell bent on destroying George's work. Aaron Pearson, you and me both, because apparently it ain't limited to George because she's gonna go after Indiana Jones one more time too. Like, god damn, what did y'all do? Did y'all have a sex sandwich? Was it?
I'm waiting for her to fuck up Spielberg shit.
Look, was it? She is. That's Indiana Jones and Spielberg shit.
Oh yes, yeah, I forgot. Yes, he did.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What did y'all have a sex sandwich? Was it Steve, George, and KK in the middle? Like a double stuff? What the fuck happened, dude? This bitch is like, dude, I don't know if a chick getting that mad about nothing unless you gave her that backdoor delivery she wasn't expecting or some shit. Like she taking that shit to heart. Whatever the fuck y'all said to her, she taking to heart. And she gonna burn down everything y'all built because of that shit.
I think it might have been that suit they had her in Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark, when she was dancing on stage.
I don't know. I don't remember that. Thank God I ain't seen it. Because I'm going to have to look at some old pictures of KK to see, was she even worth looking at back in the day? Like,
it's right at the beginning. You'll miss it if you don't.
She was in right the first Indiana Jones movie, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like it's like you'll miss it if you don't catch it. Because I said when they were saying she was in the movie, I said where? And they said she was one of the dancers. I had to go back and look and rewind. I said, oh, she's like right on the end. You can see it where they have the camera on her.
It was so demeaning. I had to dance in this shit. Shut up, bitch. You want to be in a movie? Calm down. He was behind the scenes.
He was either get the coffee or do this part.
Yeah. Well, shit, George was in his own movies too. He had the most under role of ever. What you upset about? He wrote the shit. He got a shit role. You ain't doing nothing but sit next to the director behind his ass at that. Shut up. I really want to know though, AP. I really do want to know. Yeah, threesome gone wrong. Might have been. I don't know. I don't know. They all from the Bay Area. Okay, I'm from the Bay Area. Shit go down out here. People you'd never expect be into some all kind of different shit. So I can't say what their situation was, but since nobody has came out and said why she got such a mad on for the two of they personal projects that they had worked on their whole fucking life, I can freely assume anything I fucking want to till you tell me something different. Throw out some real information. I'll stop making these speculations. I speculate a threesome gone wrong and maybe your child ain't Frank Marshall's. I don't know. What the fuck? What you want me to say? Like,
I keep saying I still think she got a couple of secret tapes.
I bet she do. But they ain't holding up no more because she old. She passed the wall. Her wretched Palpatine hands. Go somewhere. Yeah, Spielberg tapped KK with the bull whip the wrong way. Yeah, he gave her the handle, not the whip in. So I'm saying, like, backdoor delivery, she wasn't expecting or something. Look, dude, it can't be just feminism that she's going this hard after these two guys that she worked with forever. She got a whole career off of fucking Spielberg. Every one of his fucking movies. Now she's gonna bastardize Indiana Jones one time. Like, she really got a hard on for George. Look, I don't know. Maybe she was his secret mistress, and George said, "Fuck you, Kathleen," and I got this black chick. I don't know. It's something.
Yeah, I like chocolate now.
Yeah, I like chocolate now. It was never you. You were never good enough. I don't know. It's something. She got a mad on for that nigga. Sit across from him in interviews and everything, smiling, and then just totally taking his child and just doing debaucherous shit to it. Like, Jesus. Ugh. People who can't create, hate.
Now I actually want to go back and start see if there was some hidden messages. It was some subliminal shit that was going on in the movies that we didn't.
She ain't that damn subliminal. I mean, at best, you can say how Luke Skywalker and some of the other characters got deal with shots at George. I mean, her last parting shot was what she wanted to do with Yoda in that Acolyte show. She wanted to totally bastardize Yoda's ass. You gonna fuck up your Jedi master royally. He walked away. He didn't like you, Jedi. Nigga, what? Trust me, I wouldn't trust KK to tell me a story about C-3PO. I wouldn't. That was some of the most entertaining characters in the movie. You start out the first movie with just them characters. You know Star Wars, if you see a golden droid show up with some proper English accent, you're gonna be like, oh, that's C-3PO. Oh, that's R2. You'd be interested to see what the fuck they doing because they just drama magnets.
And they've been around all of this shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust her to tell their story. I wouldn't. No. If she had made enough shitty ass droids in her tenure in Star Wars to keep trying to replace their ass. BB-8 is nothing but a replacement for R2.
Oh, the beach ball?
Yeah, beach ball. That's what BB stand for. Beach ball 8. I was like, who thought that up? That dumb bitch? Yeah, that sounds like some shit she'd think of. Like Indiana Jones, DOD, Dead on Delivery, Dial of Destiny. That sounds like some of her shit. I'm like, this bitch.
I was like, that title was like, that doesn't captivate me to go see this Dial of Destiny. Like, what the fuck are we?
Exactly, a Dial.
I was like, even the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls, as bad as that fucking movie was, it had me like, oh, Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls.
At least with the title Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is just a lot of K sounds involved in that shit. In him, even that sounds like an old 80s action movie. Right, where you automatically get the feel, okay, we're gonna be off in the jungles. There's gonna be some rope bridges and waterfalls and shit going on. Right, it's like romancing the stone. Right, romancing the stone. That sounds like some adventure happening right there. Right, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull had a good title in a shit movie. This, I don't know if it's gonna be the opposite, but this Dial of Destiny shit. I said, what is that? The locker? A locker is a dial of destiny? Like, what's in the locker today? Like, what the fuck is that? That sounds so stupid to me. It's some repetitive sound and shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. Doo-doo. That's what it is. DD.
I feel like it's gonna be some time travel shit, and they're gonna fuck up Indiana Jones's character in some
It's
form
gonna
of
be some
fashion.
time travel shit. It's gonna be some time travel shit, and Indiana Jones is supposed to die. Supposed to die. They're supposed to pass that shit off to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Who the fuck is this bitch? Why does she need to have the fedora in Indiana's shit? Really?
Well,
And why would she call
and,
herself Indiana Jones? She can't be the new Indiana Jones. You know why? Because Indiana is what we call the fucking dog, bitch. So no, she can't be Dr. Jones.
and not to mention, he had a son.
They ain't
Had a
talking about
son.
much.
If you were gonna pass the mantle to
That's the one dog.
anybody, you will
That's
pass
the
it to a
dog that don't
son.
hunt. Look, even if you didn't want to use Shia LaBeouf, right? Even if you didn't want to use Shia LaBeouf, I don't mind Shia LaBeouf. I don't give a fuck about his personal life. Your personal life is your personal life, right? If you can bring it on screen, bring it on screen, right? I don't have a problem with Shia LaBeouf, but they're probably going away from him. Now, if they didn't want to use Shia LaBeouf, I would have took Short Round. They could have used Short Round. Bring back the dude from Indiana Jones 2 with the little kid, the little Asian kid. That was Short Round.
Mm-hmm.
Bring Short Round back and let him be carried the mantle forward of Indiana Jones. That played to your Chinese audience. Maybe, maybe they let this movie in. I'm just saying. Drop some of that woke shit out of there. What did Fracture say? Dial of Destiny plus James Mangold Logan guarantees India's dying. Yeah, no shit. Like where heroes go to die. Charles has said that shit forever about Disney, where heroes go to die.
My mother is rolling, well, her ashes are churning because Indy is her favorite fucking character. I've had to watch Raiders of the Lost Ark as a kid so many times. I was like, Mom, why don't you just record this movie on the VHS tape so we don't have to keep watching it? Because every time it was on TV, like I watched that movie so much, I forgot it was two more. I said, you didn't know it? I said, Mom, we didn't watch this movie so many times. I didn't know the Last Crusade and what was the other one?
Temple of Doom, man.
Temple of Doom. I was like, I forgot about them. You don't even like them
Snatch
as
a
much.
motherfucker's heart out. Like, God damn, he ripped that
They fucked that character up. I feel like her spirit is gonna haunt me. I was like, I don't know what to tell you because she was already mad that
she liked you. She liked you. She ain't gonna haunt you. She gonna haunt their ass. It's gonna be a grudge, motherfucker. That's gonna be a grudge.
Told you, man. Like I told y'all, she was mad as hell when they killed Han Solo off, and she was like, when Chewbacca went shooting, she was like, get their ass, Chewbacca, shoot. She was like, he said, you didn't tell me you was gonna die. I said, I told you, because she was in the hospital at the time when the shit came out. I said, Mom, I told you he died. I thought you was playing. Why would I joke about something like that?
Yeah, why would that be a joke? When did that seem like a joking moment? What kind of joke would that be? What would be the punchline for that joke? He's not dead. I knew you liked that character, but he's not dead. That would even be funny. No,
she was a Harrison Ford fan after that. She was like, we done had all his movies. Clear and Present Danger, Air Force One, all that shit.
Fan. Yeah, I'm a Harrison Ford fan. I've seen a bunch of Harrison Ford movies, even The Witness, Regarding Harry, a bunch of shit outside of action movies, right? I didn't mind him as Jack Ryan, to take over for Jack Ryan. I actually like that shit. But that shit he has done recently about wanting these characters to die and signing on for that shit, it's like, yeah, they paid you a shitload of money, but goddamn, dude, what the fuck? Really? You hated the character that bad? You an old bastard at this point, aren't you? God damn. So that's why I think he signed on to do this shit. A truckload of money or two, and they can kill Indiana off, and he ain't got to come back and play that bitch again. Whatever, he's gonna be Thunderbolt Ross now in the MCU, so get to wait for him to kill that character off. That goofy shit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Dial of Destiny. Is that like Dial M for Murder? I told you these people ain't original. They're not original. They're not creative people. They only take shit. And what did I just hear about? Oh my God! I wonder if I could play this for you. Y'all would laugh because Black Bane was watching Willow.
I didn't even waste my time. I was like, fuck that.
And he got pissed. He was getting pissed off. And he sent me some Instagram voice calls that I was laughing the fuck about. Oh shit! Let me get this man his props while I look for this message. A shout out to SR713. That's code for something I don't know, but appreciate your support in the stream. I will give you the double act. Appreciate it.
Money for the crowd, double lag. Pussy on fat, double lag. 100 on the sack, double lag. Block like a ghost town, still double bag.
Now, the funny part about having this is he sent me so much shit. I got to figure out which one it is. Okay. Not in a bad way. It's just a lot of stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think y'all can hear this. So this is what I get to deal with listening when you got geek friends that call you when you want to talk about this shit. And I've told him to stop going on Facebook arguing with people, just like I told Beastly that shit, but I know they don't listen. You know.
I don't argue. I just
gladiators got to slay, man. That's just what they do. Okay.
I don't intentionally argue. There's people that pick a fight with me. I don't say shit to them. I just post my opinion and just keep it rolling.
Did you have a dissenting opinion, Beastly, on Facebook? Did you have a dissenting opinion? Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, there you go, Beastly. God damn it. Who is this now? All right. 1 second. I got another call.
This is why I don't watch anything that they bring back. Now, Willow, we called Angry Man stream earlier this week where he was talking about the Wednesday. I said, I'm not watching anything that is from the past and they keep trying to bring back. Now, I caught Bullet Train yesterday and I laughed my ass off. I thought that was a pretty decent movie. And I love the little twist in at the end. Now, a lot of celebrity cameos in that movie. So it's on Netflix. So I was able to catch that. But anything old that they're trying to bring back, if you don't have the original creators that ain't on that woke shit, I'm not watching it. That's why I didn't even waste my time when they brought back Willow. No, Aquateki. One thing that pisses me off is a remake or a reboot unless I really wanted it. If I don't really want it, I don't want to see the shit.
You know why I hate remakes? Because at some point, when you wait another 10 years, you're going to get a remake of a remake.
Mm-hmm.
No, stop it. Just start cranking out some new ideas, boys. Start cranking out some new ideas.
Sequels, remakes, and reboots. And every now and then they can get away with like a sequel that's like 20 years later, like Top Gun. They get away with some shit like that because it was a decent story.
Yeah,
they take it serious. But anything else, I said, if they drop I said, bro, it's like this Avatar shit that's coming. I'm like, bro, this is like what, 10 years later? It already took you like what, 20 years to make the first one, and they talking about there's supposed to be 6 of them motherfuckers. I was like, dude, I'm gonna be an old ass man by the time 4 come out. I said, you better speed this shit up.
What you telling me?
Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm at with Star Wars right now. That's why I'm really hating them playing around in the past so much outside of the continuity errors they keep creating for themselves. Look, I want to see some new shit out of Star Wars before I fucking drop dead, dude. Can you get it moving? Show George that you can actually do something with his work and push it forward. Carry it farther than he did. Please. For the love of God. Why the fuck are the two of you goofballs there if it's not to propel this shit forward and not keep playing around in the same playground he already built. I don't give a fuck about the Clone Wars like that. I don't. Only person that cares that much about the goddamn Clone Wars is Dave Filoni because he created a lot of shit in it. But we ain't playing in Dave's playground. We playing in George's, right? Which is the Star Wars universe. Let me see the rest of the fucking universe, please. Move on from this shit. You making me in alignment with fucking KK, and I can't stand that bitch. She's telling you to move on, and I'm having to sit here with this bitch like, y'all need to move on. You need to fucking move on, dude. You're having people inside the shit trying to tell you this shit now too. Y'all playing around with your toys too much in the past. You need to go forwards. Star Wars is for the future, not for the past.
Exactly.
So,
and there's still a lot of shit that that trilogy that they gave us didn't explain. Where the fuck did the First Order come from that you could play around with? Where the hell was Palpatine been at all this time? There's so much shit that you could play around with in that timeline. Why do we got to keep going back to the Clone Wars?
Because they're too worried. Yeah, they're too worried about damage control and fixing the shit that the last 3 movies did, instead of just moving on from what the last 3 movies did and telling your stories. And if you want to address something that happened in the last 3 movies, excuse me, you do that shit in a brief flashback and move on. You don't have to devote a whole fucking series to fixing this shit. You don't have to waste time, resources, and money and technology into remaking another cut of that shitty ass movie. I don't need another cut of that movie. You're going to have to pay me to go see that shit again. Why? I don't need a 4-hour cut of something I didn't like the first time in 2 hours. I don't care who worked on it. George, Bishop Tutu, God himself. I don't care. I don't want to watch that shit again. Move on. It's over. I'm trying to forget it. Shit, why don't you help me? Flow walk, motherfucker.
Yeah, I would like to see a Sith movie. If you're gonna give me something, give me a Sith movie. Give me a movie about a bad Sith character just whooping everybody's ass.
Well, that's what that Keanu Reeves, the episodes, what is it? 10, 11, and 12. That's what that shit is supposed to be. It's supposed to be Sith movies, right? With Keanu Reeves of the Sith King. That's what that's supposed to be. But I want to tell everybody right now, before I have to do these 2 things at the same time. So just hold tight for a second. But you see the trailers for the Acolyte. Do not think that is any way something positive. That is the show that KK has been working on for 2 fucking years. That is the one that keeps getting rewritten over and over again. When you see the Acolyte show up and you see trailers for that shit, it's like, oh, it sounds like Sith. That sounds interesting. Remember, that's KK, that's Leslie Headland, that's Brie Larson, that's the woke agenda in Star Wars. That's the High Republic era in Star Wars. That is the show that had to have George, John, and Dave brought in multiple times to fix it, and they were fired multiple times by KK to get them off the show. That is her vehicle. So, yeah, it sounds interesting till you look under the hood and see it's a hamster. It ain't Rocket the Raccoon running that fucking engine, nigga. Now, also understand the trailer that I saw for the Acolyte. I listened to that shit and said, dude, it sounds like they stole the whole Lost Tribe of the Sith shit. That's what it sounds like. If you go back and look for the e-novels, Lost Tribe of the Sith, right? And it's about the Sith on Kesh. That trailer read like that's what they took. They took that series of books that were awesome and wrapped their bullshit High Republic stuff all around it. That's what it sounds like from the trailer. And I'm like, oh shit, don't tell me that's what it is. Don't tell me they did that. Because most people don't know about the Lost Tribe of the Sith. I always talk about it because I like the characters that came out of there and everything. But I was wondering where she pulled this idea out of her ass about dark side users in the High Republic. I said, nobody gives a fuck about the High Republic. Didn't y'all stop that whole line of books? Nobody want that woke shit. A Star Wars with no wars and Jedi's riding dinosaurs and shit. The fuck is this? Nah. But when I saw the trailer, I'm like, nigga, this sounds like the Lost Tribe. What the fuck? Don't do that to me. I will, blow another gasket. What's up, Grimface? JT in the building, looking serious.
Salute, JT.
Fracture Comics, Ernest Man in the building. What's good? You got the hood on and everything too. I was like, damn. Oh, I guess he wants to turn off his camera. All right, give me 1 second. Let me make this note real quick for this work order. Sorry. They don't know I'm doing a show. And if they know, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. So somebody is setting off the breakers in their home. So they cannot use their oven. But they also have not set up their voicemail, so I can't leave them a message. So you get to wait now, don't you? This is called waiting. And that's a 2-hour response time. So I guess they can wait till they call back. And I got 30 minutes for this next one. There you go. Add it to the stream. What's good, JT?
There we go. I can hear everybody now. I had some.
Okay, that's why you was frying at the computer. I was like, damn, that nigga giving me the real grim face. Like, nigga, what you say about KK?
Oh, Lord.
San Francisco.
Look, speaking of a Facebook argument that I had, the KK defenders.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Don't feed the trolls, Beasley.
Oh, yeah. Stop feeding the trolls, Beasley. God damn. Beast was over there throwing. There you go. Get some of that. Get some of that. You want some too? Yeah, some of that.
I was like, you see, Ray's not a Mary Sue. I'm like, get the fuck out. I was like, really? Do I have to? I'm like, fuck it. I'm jumping in. Let's go.
Beastly, the Facebook, the troll king.
Like I gotta hit him with I gotta hit him in the sword space station and hit him with orbital strikes. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, I'd launch that shit from Earth, from orbit. I mean, never even touched the Earth. Like, is he gonna come down there and take us? No. I'll strike you asses from a satellite.
Satellite. I'm gonna put global positioning satellites. I got them.
I'm not coming down there for your ass. You wasting troops on your stupid self. Like my boy Ron used to say, it's like, the difference between having a water balloon fight with somebody on a tower, they got all day to hit you from up here. You going and dropping down. Got you all day.
I have the high ground.
Yes. Yeah, I have the high ground. Wow, wow. Like, how does he keep getting me? Because I knew where you were going, man.
Because I climbed up in this tree and started pegging. Because I know you ain't got the aim to hit me.
Oh, shit. Elevation for the win. So here's this little message from Black Bane when he was watching the Willow show. I think this is the one.
Like, it's not bad enough. It's the other bullshit, but Tony, dude, it's oh my god, they didn't even hide this shit. It's like as soon as this just starts and you see it, like you're not gonna do this, and it same fucking look. I mean, they literally just not even. It was just blank rip off, and as soon as it's an ancient Hungarian word, it means stop. You fucking bastard. Like, y'all can't even write your own scenes. Like, you literally ripped off the entire fucking scene. I'm like, if you go back and watch Young Guns 2 and then watch this, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same amount of motherfuckers on the screen. I'm surprised Lou Diamond Phillips ain't wearing one of the masks at this point. Like,
that was Black Bang. He was pissed. He said, I'm like, damn, they copied the scene from Young Guns too. Wow. Like, these motherfuckers are not creative, dude. They're not creative. I was like, he was pissed off, like, there's no Mad Mardigan. And they said, no Mad Mardigan. So they didn't recast? I sure lost, nigga. I don't know what to tell you. Look, you gonna fuck up Ron Howard's work too? Okay. Then they try to throw his name in the hat for CEO of Lucasfilms. For what? So his daughter can keep doing movies? Fuck y'all. That list must be real short. Jerry Bruckheimer, Ron Howard, some other no-name motherfucker. Like, you just trying to make her sure she stated, well, we don't have anybody who can take the position, so we got to keep her. No, she got to go. You can hire me. You can hire Joe right there on the screen. He free.
It's a bunch.
You know how to write.
I don't.
You know how to write.
My current
I know a couple
job
people that work at
that
current job killing you.
I don't want that job.
Man, you got your hair bald already anyway. Don't worry about it.
Look, no, he's not trying to be like. He's not trying to be like Ned Stark. When they come through, as soon as you fuck up, they're gonna chop your head off. Like, no, hell no.
But that was a good man. Yes, Ned. That's why you're gonna die. Sorry. Oh my god. I want blood, Ned. I'm a little bastard. What can you say? You knew the truth about my parentage. Stop talking about my daddy uncle. My uncle daddy. Stop talking about my uncle daddy. I will kill you for it. I want his head. Yeah, tripping breakers. It's raining. They doing something. Well, urban breakers keep shutting off every time I turn it on. And what the fuck did you do? Put metal in the microwave? I don't know, man. I don't know, bro.
Unplug some of them damn Christmas lights.
Well, that was the one I had at 7:00 this morning. He was freaked out because his garage was off. And the first question I asked him, the outlets in his garage are off. And we have a deep freezer in the freezer, so all our food is going to go bad immediately. I'm like, no, that's not how the freezer works. If the door is closed, it'll hold that shit cold for a long time. The plug is just to keep recooling it. You motherfuckers think you stupid. We're trying to get over on money for we just stocked our freezer and it went bad. We need to get paid for all the food in it.
That's not how it works at all.
It does work. These motherfuckers just throw it out because they're scared of conflict. Like, oh, here, take it. Here's your grocery money. Like, you just pay for their groceries for the month.
Oh my god. It's gonna remain cold for a minute. God damn.
For a while. These motherfuckers thought it instantly, it's been off for an hour. It instantly dropped in temperature and just became a box with frozen meat in it.
It's called a deep freeze, you asshole. God damn. Like, oh my.
If the door is closed, it's gonna stay cold for a long ass time. Your food, your deep frozen food that's frozen solid already is not going to defrost in an hour. It's just not going to happen, especially with the door closed. Now, if you wheeled the fucking deep freezer outside in the street and open the door up, then maybe you could have something in an hour. But if it's still in the same place it was with the door closed, it's still cold air in that bitch. That's how it works. But no, what I had to ask him first off is, do you got Christmas lights plugged in outside? Oh, no, I haven't put them in yet. Okay. Then flip the breaker. One of your switches in your garage has a GFCI on it. Why don't you push that? Oh, this one? It looks like it's not lit. Yeah, push the button. I heard a click. It came on. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Click, click. Best and the brightest. Best and the brightest. God damn. This is tax money. This is tax money going to this motherfucker right here. This is tax money. I'm working my ass off. This motherfucker getting it. That's a 3-bedroom house for nothing. Yeah, tripping breaker. So it's probably something. Hopefully, it's something simple. It's not another one of those somebody did a half-ass fix and now I have to fix it calls. But this time of day is looking like it's going to be a call an hour because that's what it was yesterday. I didn't have any calls all day. And then 5 o'clock, right before it got dark, I got one call. And then I went to that call. And right after that, it was a call every hour. And every hour was the same thing while it's pouring down rain. I got a leak. This is leaking. This is out. This is leaking. This is out. Put a bucket under it. That's what happens when rain comes. And most of these were places that had leaked before and they were supposed to have fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I doing in the middle of the night coming over there looking at something that was patched and fixed before and it's leaking again? And you didn't fix shit. You didn't fix anything. So somebody get to climb up on that roof again and do it because I'm not doing that at 9 o'clock at night and pouring down rain. That's not what's happening.
Hell no.
Fuck all that. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's the thing. They think they homeowners. They're not. I call them renters. I still call them renters. We hear the terminology you use because everywhere you move to in the world has lexicon that you have to use. Here we call them residents. I call them renters because they don't take the house with them and they don't have to sell the house when they leave. They just give up their lease. So they're renters. They're renting homes. But they want to act like they're homeowners. That's why if you get into a place and some of the stuff is fucked up, it's usually because somebody in there thought they could do it themselves and they don't know what the hell they're doing. And now it's really fucked up. And now you got to fix it. And this is what I tell people, the difference between a handyman and a carpenter. Handyman is the one who fucked it up because they didn't know what they were doing. The carpenter is the one who comes and fixes it. And we get paid for fixing it. So, yeah. I had to fix it after the handyman fucks it up. So, there you go. So, somebody called me a handyman. I said, that's a goddamn insult. The fuck you doing, bitch? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Oh, let me educate you. Don't you fucking call me a handyman. I said, what do you call a one-arm man? Shit with a hammer. Is he a handyman? A single amputee with a hammer in his hand? No, you call him a welder. And that's a joke because I knew a welder with one hand. So that's what it is. So what you got, JT? You moseyed on up. I got a couple before I have to go fix these people's heater situation.
No, I've been listening this whole time. I was driving around running errands and, sending, messages and whatnot in a little, the live chat when I had a moment. But I've been listening the whole time. Okay.
Did you see the holiday special?
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty damn funny. It's been a minute since something Marvel made actually made me legitimately laugh.
No shit.
It's been a minute. So that Guardians, but then again, it's James Gunn. I mean, it's just like Peacemaker when he has full creative control. I mean, the guy we talked about this. He got a lot of problems, but he can make some damn good entertainment, and he kind of has some pull. He can definitely swing his dick around a bit. So people just let him do whatever the fuck he wants, and when he does, we get some good shit. And the holiday special was pretty damn entertaining. So
that was a bit. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, no, I enjoyed it. I've always loved Mantis, and I like that she actually got to be a character this time because it's more than just her looking stupid in the background or saying dumb shit. But here you actually saw. You got to keep in mind, a lot of time has passed. So when this special takes place, she's been with them probably for 7 years or something at this point, right? That's why she's more comfortable and, speaking up more. Yes, yelling at Drax, but she's been there for 7 years now. So she's not not as, timid like she used to be and is more of a person, which is pretty funny. So I dug it. Yeah, I don't the alcohol. Don't give her alcohol.
That shit was hilarious. That shit was hilarious. He started breathing fire. I said, they must have gave her that whiskey, boy. They gave her that whiskey. More. I was like, yes, get it.
That fire water.
Yeah,
she
exactly.
was breathe out smoke more. I was
Well,
like, oh shit.
I was laughing my ass off. Here's in the beginning when I was laughing my ass off. There was three things that made me laugh. First one was they started walking down Hollywood Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
People was looking at them strange, and I'm thinking, shouldn't they know who they are? I mean, they all got snapped back, so they recognize the people. They should recognize the people who saved them. I mean, they got Ant-Man cosplayers out there. They know who Ant-Man and Captain America are. They don't know who the Guardians are. Okay, whatever, right? So I was thinking they should have been remembered for the fight against Thanos. They should have known who they were. Second thing was they started getting pictures taken. Or the second thing was they had fucking Sidekill cosplay there, and Drax was going off about beating up a GoBot. I'm like, what? The only pop culture reference to the GoBots ever made that I didn't make. Like, God, I was loving that shit. I said, that's Sidekill, man. That's what you doing. That's what he do, right? That was funny as hell to me. The third one was when they got their picture taken and figured out they can get some money. Oh shit, Amanda was on that shit. She's getting paid. I thought that shit was hilarious. She had a bundle of money. Like she just waved the money, like fuck it, take pictures. They turned that into a whole business for the day, right? And then the fourth one, you cut to her taking a picture, and then you pan over, and Drax beating the shit out of Sidekill. Yes. Robots killed his family. GoBots killed his family. I'm like, wow. That's so fucked up, dude. Why they shitting on the GoBots like that? That shit was hilarious, right? Yeah, Sidekill. See? I'm like one of the only ones. Like, you don't remember that, yeah, Transformers was a hit, but GoBots was a thing too? Like, come on, man. You don't know about Leader One, Scooter, Sidekill? Come on, man. Battle of the Rock Lords? Come on, man.
What did dude say in Clerks 2? Oh no, the GoBots are the Kmart Transformers.
Yeah, like, dude, no, they weren't. The Kmart Transformers were called something else, like Changers or some shit, Combiner, some bullshit. They had some bullshit name that, yeah, it sound like transforming, but it's not transformed. They kind of did something, but it wasn't transformed, but it's still taking a different shape. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. GoBots were just the B list. They weren't by Hasbro. That's what it was. It just weren't made by Hasbro. They were made by the other toy company. And they had some good figures. I had a bunch of GoBot figures and Transformers figures. The GoBots were just smaller. That was it. They were just smaller. Transformers went in for the big shit. Like, nigga, you had to get a whole box. Like, what the hell is this? Megatron. Yeah. You had to spend some real money on that shit. Yeah, don't forget Turbo. My bad. Let me not forget Turbo. Yeah. Even Transformers dunked on GoBots in their comics. Yeah, fuck Transformers. You know what? Look, man. I like Transformers and I like GoBots. GoBots was more readily available, put it that way. Price point was right on the GoBots. So that's why I like GoBots. They had a whole cartoon and everything, which was fun. It was a fun cartoon. That's why you had Optimus Prime, you had Leader One. And he was a F-15. Strike Eagle. What's wrong with that? I'm good.
Look,
Leader One could drop bombs on you, nigga.
I had a student, one of my students, he was one of the older kids that I had. Like, he's like almost a teenager, so he's almost out of the after school program. He was like, he saw it, he said, yeah, I didn't get it. I said, because you ain't an 80s kid. I said, you had the 80s and 90s. you don't get it. I said,
you are too young for this reference. You're not old enough to ride this reference. Not old enough. There's an age limit for this one. This was over your head, son. That means you got to go back and get some more teachings. You got to go back and dig into your geek crates. Get some schooling about you. Learn you something. That was fun though. That was pretty fun. Drax and Mantis stealing the shit out of Kevin Bacon's yard. Like, boy, I want the goofy man. Like, what does he want with this little dog?
Now, when the police showed up and they were shooting at Drax, he's like, "Oh, that tickles." Oh,
yeah, tickles.
No, the part about them finding him being an actor. Oh my God, he's an actor. That's the most repulsive thing in the universe.
That was hilarious. He was like, "Ooh, he's an actor. You were just acting. You're not a real hero. Like you didn't save a whole town." They was so crushed. They was crushed and disappointed. That was funny. But here's the other thing I did like too, Joe, is that you saw Mantis fight. Mantis, if I remember, Mantis in the comic books is like an astute martial artist. She can fight anybody, right? But you haven't seen her doing any of that. Just like Joe was saying, you just saw her standing in the back acting derpy and shit, right? Okay. This one you actually see her fight and see what some close quarters telepathy can do for you. Like she putting hands on motherfucker like Gabriel in what was that? What was the movie I'm thinking of? I almost had the reference and I lost it. Like Christopher Walken ass, just like sleep. Like it's just falling out, like getting done. Yeah, the prophecy. There you go. I didn't have coffee today, so I'm doing all this without caffeine. But yeah, she's putting hands on people like Gabriel in the prophecy, just putting them to sleep right off top. Like it's over. Fight's done. You okay? Does this look like a man? No. My friend's being stupid here. You could have it. Make sure you guys are okay. Fucking candy cane. Like, get the fuck out of here. But that was actually fun. That was actually fun. It was a good time. I would say it was the best fun you've had in a Marvel movie all year. And that's including the shit that was supposed to be funny, like She-Hulk, Thor 11 Blunder.
Shit,
like, yeah. This is the best actual fun you've had from a Marvel vehicle this year. Like,
you're right.
That's sad. He won up the whole television show with one special episode.
It's James Gunn.
That tells you how bad the writing on that show was too. I don't doubt James Gunn could do it, but it also highlights that show lost, Marvel. You fucked up. You fucked up. That's the dude that's going to be playing for the other team right now, working against you, out there doing his crossover on the court.
And he's already saying that I saw some on IGN saying that James Gunn wants to do a Mr. Terrific movie.
Please do. Get rid of that corn-rolled wet boy, Mr. Terrific.
Oh, Curtis?
Arrowverse.
Curtis?
Yeah, whatever. I'm not even calling his. I saw that shit and I stopped watching that shit. But they got Mr. Terrific in there now. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, don't worry about it.
Name
like
that was Curtis.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to watch this shit.
You know what made that so hilarious? Like he'd be like, again, it's just CW writing. Like that's not how black hair works. So it's like literally, it's like he has like his fro, and it's like okay. Then you see him as Mr. Terrific, and he has like the cornrows. So wait, you mean when they said let's suit up, he had to go hold on a sec, and then like spend 6 hours doing his hair,
breaking his hair.
That's not how. You know what I mean? Like you can suit up the next thing with his cornrows. Our hair doesn't instantly just change in a matter of seconds. That was just stupid ass.
No, this is he don't have none of those Thor electric braiding skills. That shit doesn't. In-game braiding skills. That shit don't work like that. That is ridiculous, Joe. I didn't even know that part. I thought he was just always walking around with cornrows on.
Oh, you didn't actually
no, he got cornrows when he suited up.
Yeah, he had. I was like,
done. I'll be there in a minute, y'all. I'll be there in a minute. Hold on. Hurry up, bitch.
Yeah, that's what threw me off with the shit. I was like, okay, how the hell did he get cornrows so damn quickly?
Yeah,
ain't no black women. I was like, what are black women at? Okay, they braided his hair real quick.
You need to tell them motherfuckers to wait. I ain't done yet. This takes time.
Right.
Motherfucker, look, spoken by people who've never had cornrows. Like, I've had cornrows. That shit is painful and it take a while. Fuck that. I will cut my hair off instead of having cornrows. But if I did have cornrows, I'd be ready to fight somebody too because my head hurt.
Yeah, shit. I had twists and I had to. Once I put the twist in, I had to sit into the damn heater. I'm like, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Who did his hair that quickly and got him ready for a fight?
No shit, that is a superpower in and of its own. Like,
unless the dude has some nano machines or something. Shit,
must have them The nano machines got some mad braiding skills. Like,
the T Spears braiding his hair. Like, come on.
Yep, the T Spears. What are these little hands for? Oh, it's just for braiding. Oh, they know how to correlate? Damn. And no, they're not called boxer braids. Fuck. Like, anyway, let me get out of here, y'all. I got to go to this call. It's an hour right now. So I need to go get this heat back on for these people before it gets dark. And then go see about the other folks that got the oven breaker kicking off. Probably in turn. I bet you it'll be something simple. So I'll probably be back soon. Because this other thing with the breaker, I bet I know exactly what the hell it is right now. If I go there and that's what it is, I'm gonna be mad that I shut down my stream for coming to the show. James Gunn, posted Mr. Terrific. Mother box braids. Mother box braids. Funny, Malika. Funny as shit. Funny as shit. Wait a minute. I got one for him. Got one. There you go. Mother box braids. Yeah, mother box braids. That's what Tyler Stone. That's what Cyborg got. On that one side, you got mother box braids. Because you remember old school Cyborg had the afro. Well, what you do when you bring it forward in time. You don't have the afro on one side anymore. You got the box braids. Metal skull cap, braids on the other side. Ready for action. What up, UFO? And pragmatic. Okay, I got to get out of here because I need to take some more medicine because that shit did wear off in 4 fucking hours. So my throat is getting raspy, and I need to get to these 2 calls to take care of those. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank you too, JT, because JT came in here dragging his nuts. Like you liking that work, huh?
Man, at least they're giving me some money.
That's what I'm doing. I'm like, they paying. At least they paying. I just have to actually do work for the shit. Some people get it without. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Some people get by without having to do any work on it. But it is what it is. It was good, Skillmonger. Yeah, if James Gunn touches Mr. Terrific, I trust him to do it. Maybe it'll be funny. I'm waiting to see what his High Evolutionary looks like because he used that same dude from Peacemaker. He is a weird kind of dude. I'd be really interested to see what his performance is on the High Evolutionary, but I am really concerned about all the new villains that they're introducing that are supposed to be these reprehensible people are all black males in the MCU. That's pretty trouble. That's pretty troubling to me because you got Kang, Jonathan Majors, which I want to see his performance. You got the High Evolutionary now with this guy. I can't pronounce his name correctly, but you know he's gonna be into all this animal experimentation and shit like that, which will get all the tree hugging, animal loving feminists pissed off. Oh, he just destroys animals. He's the one who made Rocket. Fuck him. Yeah, whatever. Rocket's smart. Okay, it's not like he just turned.
Peter's gonna have a field day.
Whatever. I like tasty animals too. It's called steak. And then Wonder Man is supposed to be black now too, which I don't know why you needed Wonder Man to be black. But, okay, does that mean Wanda fuck him? I mean, is that where we're going? I don't know. I don't know why these characters are becoming black characters when the black males you actually have you getting rid of or sidelining. Especially when you still got 2 more out there that ain't getting no shine. No War Machine. Falcon, for his part, got a little bit of shine with his own show, but we're still waiting to see him show up on a big screen as Captain America. Now maybe they'll give Isaiah Bradley a little bit of shine in that, but that's a show opportunity they're missing right now. They could have been doing that Isaiah Bradley show the whole time before Captain America New World Order comes out, but I'm waiting to see. The only other 2 things that I had that was kind of troubling outside of that Marvel executive talking about that goofy shit he did last week about the characters. Is I saw something interesting, which was Chris Hemsworth coming out talking about what he wants the next Thor movie. He doesn't know if he's coming back or not for the next Thor movie, right? And he wants it more serious. He doesn't want to work with Taika because it was too funny. And I thought this was kind of interesting that Chris Hemsworth is coming out saying this shit like a week or so after his brother gets announced to be the new Witcher, right? New Geralt, or however you say his name, for the Witcher, and thinking, fuck you, Chris Hemsworth. Why do I say that? Even though I like Chris Hemsworth. You liked that Taika Waititi goofy shit, you big goof. You like that shit. Look at your other movies that you've done. You was in that Females Ghostbusters movie playing a role just like that. And you loved it. So shut the fuck up. That is you. Don't blame all that shit on Taika Waititi. I didn't like Thor 4 either. I didn't like Ragnarok either. Didn't. Told y'all up front. I didn't like that shit. I didn't like Thor being that goddamn goofy. You loved it and you kept doing it. Even in the Avengers movies that he didn't direct. That was your ass. It just finally hit the crescendo in number 4 where everybody said, okay, that's enough of this shit. You had 2 serious movies that should have been serious and had some real emotional stakes, and y'all making pratfalls and jokes fit for a 14-year-old. That's your ass. That's you. Rock came out and did one movie, put all the masculinity into one suit, and got your Thor looking ridiculous, nigga. Your Thor looks ridiculous. In one movie, I don't give a fuck what kind of money it made. That motherfucker brought more masculinity to a character wielding lightning than your ass did in one movie where you had 2 of them, you and Zeus. Shut up. That's you. Now, I told you, I like Taika Waititi on other things. What we do in the shadow, shout out to JT right here for turning me on to that shit. What we do in the shadows is funny. It works. That's Taika Waititi. But it didn't work for Thor. I never liked it with Thor. I like it in the Guardians. It doesn't work for Thor. That's not the character. Now, Taika want to go off and do something else. I'm kind of mad that his Star Wars project is falling apart based on what Thor 4 did. Because at least in Star Wars, he did a good job in The Mandalorian, and he wants to tell a story going way forward into the future. Oh my God, novel approach. Where you can talk about Skywalkers and shit, but they be legends. You doing your shit now with the Force. That's interesting. I would actually want to see that shit from Taika. Then it could be goofy and all the rest of this shit because it's not using the legacy characters. And it's in the future. But he probably ain't gonna get that because of what Thor 4 did. So I'm not buying Chris Hemsworth ass on that. What he's sitting there pissed off about is that his brother is going to have a more masculine role than he played being Thor. That's what that shit is about. Liam is stepping in to play the role that was previously played by fucking Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill don't play goofy, low-key gay, nail-polished characters. No, he played masculine characters. And people really jumped when they saw his ass show up in the blue and gold, in the blue and red in Black Adam. They got charged. They didn't get charged like that for Thor. Not with his bedazzled, painted, fucking hammer, Mjolnir, none of that shit. I don't care if your daughter, your son, your uncle, your brother, and your mother was in the movie. You put all them people in that movie because you could. That's what you got. That goofy ass piece of shit. So I don't want to hear you coming out trying to, oh no, it was all Taika. Fuck you. It was you too. It was the both of you bitches. So no, if you wasn't trying to be goofy, Thor wouldn't have been goofy. You could have fought for it the same way Henry Cavill was fighting for The Witcher, not turning it into the woke bullshit that it is on now. That's why he left. You could have did the same shit. You didn't because you like that shit. So shut up. I don't want to hear that shit from Chris Hemsworth. Fuck you. Keep being goofy. And no, I don't want to see a Thor 5. Fuck you. You've done enough. You've done enough.
Missed the mark.
Yeah.
So many stories So many stories you could have pulled from the comics, and y'all chose to go off the rails with the shit.
Well, one of the stories that could have been the best, if they were only going to do 4 movies, Gore the God Butcher could have been that one to put you over the top and been done. You could have walked away from that shit. I'm out. I don't have to play Thor anymore. That's what it could have been. But that's not what you got. Gore was fucking forgettable in this shit. A knockoff goddamn Pennywise looking like the albino from the Da Vinci Code and shit. The fuck? That's not Gore. I don't even get an awesome scene of Thor with 2 hammers and the necro sword all over him. I don't get that scene. It only lives in comic books. So why use Gore? Why? He gored shit. He killed one guy. That's not a butcher. That's a murderer. Look, Dexter wouldn't even come after him for that. It's just one dude. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, dude, he did more comedic butchering than anything. Like, no, dude, fuck you. No, that was the 2 of y'all. If you like that shit in Ragnarok too, he enjoyed it. He always loved it. Yeah, looking like powder than a motherfucker. Thanks for pulling up. Look, I didn't want to besmirch my beloved Powder movie. I didn't want to besmirch my beloved Powder movie. But yeah, that's one of your Boondock Saints. Sean Patrick Flannery. Sean Patrick Flannery. Yeah, that's a good movie to teach you that you need to have knowledge, and it don't matter what people look like. It's what they got in their fucking head that matter. You could run up on a motherfucker that could electrocute your whole goddamn body. Like an electric eel. Like, why could he do that? Stop fucking around. You got an origin story like a damn superhero. He might as well be in the MCU. Shit. Yeah, fucking.
I thought there was gonna be like a sequel, man. I always wanted a sequel to that movie. Him being a superhero.
I never want a sequel to that movie because the first one was good. It's 2 movies that you watch I watch back to back. Powder and Phenomenon. It's still those 2 movies play on the same thing. John Patrick Flannery and then John Travolta. But it plays on the same thing, right? That something happens to you and a lot more of your brain just unlocks, right? And you have access to more knowledge than you ever had. But your brain also works faster. What is the downside to that? Because at the end of Powder, well, it's an old movie, so I don't think I'm ruining it if y'all want to watch it. But he basically transcends. He turns into fucking energy. And he understood what was happening. That motherfucker ran out into a lightning storm and let that lightning bolt draw to him, and he turned into fucking energy. You know what that's akin to? Fucking Dr. Manhattan showing up all of a sudden. That's what he did. He transcended. Phenomenon, kind of the same thing, except he burned himself out. His brain worked so fast after a point, he burned himself out and it killed him. But what he did to tie into this whole thing for this show is he left all these manuals of stuff and ideas that he figured out. And he left them to his friend, Forrest Whitaker. He left the knowledge that he gained from having that much access and information. He left it to his friend, and he left it to the scientists at Berkeley. Just manuals full of shit that he worked out. Told him, just keep it, start going through it. You'll get to it in a couple of years. You'll figure it out. Because he already did. He just left the paperwork behind. And he died. He passed peacefully. And left that knowledge for everybody else. And that was the theme of the show, starting with ARC. RIP to him. About having this 2-year-old son that will have to go back and try to learn who his father was. And not being able to have his father around long enough to teach him all of this stuff. Of who he was, what he did. Because I said it on Instagram, ARC is the Grand Master of Mode 1. So that's like Yoda dying. Who carries on the order after him? It ain't gonna be Obsidian, motherfucker. I'm telling you that right now. Telling you that right fucking now. That is not gonna be it.
Oh my god.
There is never gonna be a Keebler Mode 1 or 2.5. No, it won't. But that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Y'all got any final thoughts? Because I know I brought it down and try to be serious, people, but that's what I do, motherfucker. I'm a Scorpio. Get in the stream and swim with me. Anything y'all want to say before I get out of here and go play my Superman music and try to help some people?
No, I'm just the trailers got me a little bit excited to actually go back to the movies again, with the Beast Wars and Guardians 3 and what else. Even though Indy 5 is coming, I'm still probably gonna go fucking see it just to see how they put it.
Yeah, I'll see it. But if he dies at the end, I won't be surprised. If somebody else ended up wearing the fedora, I won't be surprised.
No, he's 100% down.
Yeah, and I'm going into this movie really not surprised for shit right now. Just like I'm having.
Because like I said earlier,
the popcorn is good.
the director is James Mangold, who did Logan.
Yeah.
The director of Logan.
That said enough. Yeah, he definitely died.
Oh, he died.
Yeah, he must die. Yeah, he must die. Yeah, that's what Kathleen Kennedy brought his ass on for, because she liked killing heroes. She liked killing your heroes. So I don't know why she got a hard on against Gen X, but she hates y'all fucking heroes. All of you. All of them. Better hope she don't get on Transformers next.
Yeah, do not say that.
She gonna get on G.I. Joe. Yeah. That's something I would never look forward to. A G.I. Joe movie produced by KK. That means Duke, everybody died.
Look, them two franchises are already in enough shit. You don't need to bring that.
Look, KK took over, men died. Your legacy characters died. Dude, it's worse than a hostile takeover. God, it's killing these motherfuckers. But Harrison Ford wanted to get out anyway, so he joined her on that boat. So as much as I could be pissed off about her not liking the damn character, she ain't got to like the character. I like the character. The actor playing it holds a little bit more control, in a sense, over if they want to be a part of it or if they don't. And he signed on to do this shit. So in for a penny, in for a pound, nigga. So if this shit sucks, he getting it too. And I like Harrison Ford. I've liked Harrison Ford for a lot of years, a lot of movies, a lot of cinematic history with his ass. But look, he could take a black eye for this one if it turns out to be some shit. Take it for that too. So fuck you on that.
Ow!
Yeah. Yeah. You can take it on that.
No, you gotta get the Tom and Jerry one where you get him.
Yeah, I got some new shit happening over here, JT. I got a new mix.
You got a soundboard.
I already had my Stream Deck, but it's not. I guess it's not hooked up right on my desktop to where it will actually play through. I think I needed a mix board to put it through. But I have a mix board now, so I probably can hook it into this so I can get the rest of my sounds and shit like that. But these are the ones that are on here that are preset, so that's pretty good. I like that it had a gunshot. Like, that's just standard. Everybody needs a gunshot. Like that sounded like a repeating 50 cal, dude. Like, what the fuck? God damn, dude. Like, tank commander in this bitch. Jesus. But that's it. So, final thoughts. If there's no more, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. The engagement has been kind of soft today, anyway. Thor getting his D Wade on. Yeah, he was getting his D Wade on, and that was his ass. As much as Taika could have suggested that shit, Chris Hemsworth was the one to say, "Yeah, that's okay. That's a good idea. I'll do that. Taika. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Don't come out after the fact realizing that your character is the least masculine superhero ever, the moistest fucking thunder god I've ever seen.
I don't know if you mentioned.
Weaker than that fake ass Thor's kid. Look, he weaker than that Thor from fucking 2099. You bitch. God damn.
Hold up. I think, did you mention another goofy ass role where he took a subordinate to a chick was Men in Black too?
Yeah, same chick.
The subordinate to that role, to that character.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I went back to Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbusters, 2016 Ghostbusters, because that's what he was doing in that shit. But then even from there, thinking of the Kevin Smith movies that he's been in, where he's being goofy and funny and shit like that. That's fucking Chris Hemsworth. He likes doing that shit. I don't blame this movie on Taika Waititi. Your ass was in there too. You did all of this shit. Look, as much as we could hear about other actors in Hollywood being difficult and stuff like that, and then you listen to interviews about them actors and what were they difficult about, it's difficult about the material being shit. And they didn't want to play ball with the director of the studio with this material that was shit. What is Mahershala Ali going off about on this Blade stuff? Why are they rewriting that movie? Because he told him it was shit. He didn't like it. He didn't want to do it. Director walked off. He like, fuck this shit. What did Marvel do? We'll fix it. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. We'll get somebody else. She's out of here. She's gone. She's out the room. Director stay put. We'll get these other guys in here and we'll write this shit for you, Mr. Ali. Yeah, rubbing his fucking Oscar. That's the power of an actor. An actor can say, no, I'm not doing this shit. Fuck up their whole plans. They either get a new actor or whatever. But depending on your status, they either work with you or say you'll never work in this town again. But I guess they sent that dude to jail, didn't he? Didn't they? Off the beam, Weinstein. Okay, so don't worry. They got his aide working over on that Acolyte show.
Yes.
They won't have to suck it, but they will have to lick it. Just saying. Look, what's that Kevin Smith joking in? The next step up from a small penis is an enlarged clit. What do you think KK running around on? Some big clit energy.
Oh my goodness.
Let me get out of here before I get fucking
what is that?
shut down.
Artisan, what is that?
Yes, I'm not shit. Just what everybody needed to think that KK got an enlarged.
Oh my god!
And
I can see the torture that she be putting motherfuckers over.
Look, and Frankie K love it still. Yeah, I'll never make it to mainstream. So since that's the case, I need to get back to my actual job. Thank you guys for coming through. Appreciate you, brothers. I'm gonna drop y'all down so I can do this close out, so I don't fuck y'all up. Peace, 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 peace. So that's the stream for today, you guys. I may come back depending on how long these two work orders take. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. $ artisanmc on Cash App or artisanmc on PayPal. Appreciate everybody who came up and you in the chat. Keeping it BCE, Downfall of Society. Wow. But I'm gonna catch you guys later. This will Shop Talk Live. Do this every Sunday, rain or shine, at work or not. 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll try to get some more stuff out for you, but like I told you guys, I've been at work since Friday consistently, so I've been kind of slow on the videos. But something major comes up, I will pop in. Definitely subscribe to the stream so you can get those alerts, and definitely subscribe to the Geek Elite channel or Geek Elite Assemble channel as well. That is the backup channel. I don't pump it as much as I should, but if you're subscribed to this channel, you should subscribe to the Geek Elite Assemble channel as well for the backup, just in case something I said, like certain people have an enlarged clitoris, gets me in trouble. You at least know where to find me. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now. Appreciate you guys for coming through. And the shop is now closed. See you guys next time.